Hello everyone, and welcome to another CPL Match of the Week. Still more preseason action, got a lot more coming at you, and there's a lot more to be casted. And with me as always, it's the Blime, not Lemon, the guy who hates citrus. Yeah, I'll still hype you up, dude, but it's okay.
Wait, what do I hate?
Citrus?
No, I don't hate citrus, I'm just not a lemon, alright? Get it right. But yes, we are back with more preseason, of course. Week 2 is now complete as far as playing goes, so we've got to pick up the casting. I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah, we got a lot to go through, including we got games. You can see them on the screen now. Some for Group 49, some Group 50. So pretty high level play. Should be some exciting stuff, and some announcements to make. We'll do those a little bit later on once the stream gets rolling. And not that I ever want to dissuade viewers, but there is some live coaching going on right now in the CPL Discord. That doesn't have a VOD. We do. So if you have an interest in that, check the announcements. You can see who's coaching and what they're about. And you can jump in later. The VODs will be there. You can subscribe to that YouTube channel. Like, trust me, there's ways you can find us later. But we got games to go over. And we're going to get started off with a nice ZBT, the classic matchup.
Yes, I've heard people say the flagship matchup. I'm not really sure what that means, to be honest, but that's what people call it. I guess that's the StarCraft meta lore, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I would say that's a fair statement, because if you're going to just make the easy joke about it, like StarCraft, ZBT, it's basically Starship Troopers. Like, that is what you think of, about humans against the aliens kind of movie.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. Yeah, in Starship Troopers, isn't there even one bit where they kind of burrow out from underground and kill them?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things. I think that's what people have in their minds, but I have some good games in my mind, so that's what we're going for. In the top right, in that purple Zerg, it's Beagster. God, I should have tried pronouncing these names before we went live. Oh no, we're sending it. It's okay. And in the bottom left, in the pink Terran, it's Wampy. That's it. Like, oh god.
It's Wampy because that sounds nice, but I suspect it's like Jwampai or something, like the worst possible pronunciation. But I heard your hesitation with Bagster. I knew there was going to be trouble. But come on, man, Bagster played in CPL 6. I feel like we have no excuse. Why did my vision just go dark on Wampy? There we go.
I mean,
I guess we're going to call him Wampy.
I mean, you can call him whatever you want. I have the excuse. I'm American. Yeah, like if I mispronounce your name, it's just me showing my patriotism. Really though, I have this moment at work every time.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. Go on. That's amazing, man.
No, I have this moment at work if I have to call about like a client's thing, and I'm like, all right, let me read. I'm about to call. I have to call about this job, and I have to like start pronouncing it in my head. And it's like, there's some names where there's a lot of K's and R's, and I'm like, there's no way I'm going to sound like I'm pronouncing this right. But we're going to give it our best shot. We're going to try.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so as you see, we're jumping in this TBZ. I'll be going for a wall already here. But luckily for him, Bagster doesn't look like they're going to go for any early pool actions, so not going to be an issue. You know, we've seen pros do this wall a lot, and I'm sure I made my feelings known last game. I guess if pros are doing it, it makes sense, but I don't like it. You're not going mech, I don't like it, and I don't think he is going mech.
Well, I thought the mech wall was more on the top of the ramp, not like down low like this. But I mean,
you can't do a link-proof ramp and a link-proof wall in this position, I don't believe. Or maybe you can actually. But nonetheless, you still want to skewer the natural. So I would say you would still definitely do this wall if you're doing mech. I mean, the thing is, if you could put a link-proof wall at the nat or the ramp, it doesn't make a difference, right? Because links don't care about high ground. But you want that natural if you can get it. So I think you would definitely do this wall if you were doing mech. But since he's not doing mech, I'm just judging him pros as being like, what are you talking about, Neblime? You know nothing. That's the agony of StarCraft, I guess.
I mean, we could just say you have that great brain for the game. It's just your hands. It's the only thing stopping you, right?
That's right. I know more than the pros. I just can't execute, obviously. Flash knows nothing. I watch him play. I'm just like slapping my head like, oh, what an idiot. Okay, so this drone going to come down here. He is sealed in now. He is trapped in his Oh.
Yeah, we're starting off the cast strong today. Very knowledgeable CPL action. This is why I defer to the live coaching. If you're here for entertainment value, we got your back. But if you're looking here for a lot of knowledge and improvement, you know what? I think it's Pato's cast to do the coaching.
After all, dude, if I was that drone, I'd be like hyperventilating, having a panic attack, and someone would just be like, "Bro, just go over the egg." Oh my god. Okay, so fairly fast expansion coming down here, by the way, from 1P. I'm just going to say Terran, you're right, 1P's a bit of a nightmare. And it looks like 3-hatch play from Bagster. We don't see that often these days. I guess I should stop saying that because that's just like, you know how you have tastelessisms? I feel like it's becoming an imblimism that we just say that kind of thing all the time. Like, oh, 3-hatch rare, 2-hatch common, Goliath build strong. What else do we say? Gate expand cool. Those are the imblimisms.
No, we definitely.
So we just need
Yeah,
to
definitely.
first coming up.
Yeah, there was actually like a little extra because I was trying to pay attention. You know, all those little Zerg efficiencies, especially early with the drone count. It was a 12 hatch 12 pool, so you got a little greedy with the drones as well. So
Hey, nice.
gonna be a little strong economy here. But you know, every time you don't go 2 hatch mutant, you can't put that immediate aggression on. Like you let your opponent kind of do whatever they want. So a little surprising, I would say.
Yeah, I do like though that getting that extra drone with 3-hatch rather than 2-hatch because 2-hatch is really relying on that fast mutalist timing. So look, honestly, I like Bagster's play so far. If you're just planning to have like a strong 2-base economy here, you can really make a lot of Ling Muter and try and contest the Terran, but it depends on the micro, right? Terran can make a hell of a lot of Marines with those 5 barracks of theirs, assuming that's what he's going to go for here. Excuse me, my voice is going now for some reason.
Oh, that's completely fine. We got the lair in the way. It looks like a drone is in a position at 12 o'clock to take a 4th hatchery. So we're gonna be up to the bases they're looking for, a little stronger combi than maybe you're used to. And I think Wampi like had their plan ready. Like they want that fast eBay before Academy. They're gonna get the +1 up, and they don't need like the stim upgrades quite as fast because the mutas aren't gonna be there on the time to punish it, right?
Yes, of course. But the problem is if this base goes down so early, and look, it's he went to build it, but he didn't have enough money. Okay, he changed his mind, I guess.
Huh.
Never mind. I was going to say, if this base is going to go down so early, I don't think 1P could really punish it because you don't want to move out before Stimomedics just in case there's a bunch of speedlings to kill all your Marines. And once you hit Stimomedics, that's about the same time as Zerg's lead tech will be coming out. With eBay first versus 3-hatch, you have a narrow window, but it's really not enough to push across the map.
Yeah, you just actually
weapons on the way.
Yeah, you see this? The drone went from the 12 all the way down to the bottom right corner, looking like they want to take the base just in a different location.
I mean, that's a
weird.
sneakier location, although not entirely unexpected. Yeah, I don't know why he changed his mind. I'm not sure why he would send it there first. But anyway, we see a bunch of Lings come out. He's the advantage of the 3-hatch, right? So he's droned up a bit more. They're able to afford quite a few more Lings at this point. But I don't know, spending the money on this hatchery so early might be a bit of an issue because they still have to bank up so much money for Mutalisks here. And we see... Actually, no, that's my UI. My UI is like frozen, and I have like 88 gas constantly for Bagster, so I'm just going to have to rely on you. How much gas does Bagster have?
About 500. Yeah, you got some issues going on.
Okay, that's more like it. That's fine. It's not critical. It's just the replay UI. I'm trying to make it recover, but it's not listening to my commands. That's all right. I guess I was just a little quick with my eyes. Okay, so there's small force from Medic moving out, but the Lynx immediately go for the backstab. They're going to run right in there, and there's nothing to stop them. Only one Marine here. That Marine is going to die instantly, and this is a lot of trouble for the Terran. The Marine Medic turning around. He's going to be able to cancel these barracks and delay turrets as well. Oh, this is a big issue for Terran. And look, these Marines going to be so slow getting back here.
If the Lings are getting so much damage up, they actually went to the ramp, this would have been a problem, that high ground mischance. Immediately, there's fire bats here though, that should help clean things up, but still, the pain of having to deal with this while mutas are in production, you can see still no turrets being made here. It's going to be hard to actually defend against this. Finally, a couple going in production, but the Lings see where they're being placed and where they're at, so we'll see if they can get the job done still. Delaying out that push, forcing everything. If they can kill some of these, repair in time to stop it. And
nice repair. That was a really nice repair. But yeah, that's such a strong move. If you take out those turrets there, it puts Zerg in a great position. Honestly, for what he lost, he only lost like 6 Lings or so. That was totally worth it. He completely stopped the Terran moving out. That was a really great move there. And honestly, a bit of a brave move by Lumpy, I feel like, moving out with that tiny Marine Medic force at this point in the game. Against 3-hatch, there's just so much more potential for Lings to be out.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how strong they are, but finally taking out their base, the Hydra down the way as well, so that kind of by the book style, get the mutas up, go into lurkers, nothing crazy.
Oh my god, there's no turrets here. There's no turrets on the barracks. Okay, he has a lot of Marines though, so hopefully he can push back these mutas for now. One turret near the CC. Well, okay, it looks like Terran will push this back for now, but that's very risky not having turrets there. He needs to build them ASAP. Because if you get overwhelmed and suddenly mutas are in production, then the game's over. But for now, he'll hold. He has enough Marine Medic here. That's not going to be an issue. And that 4-hatch finally going down now.
Yeah.
I wonder how many minerals that drone could have mined in the time it spent on the map waiting to take a hatch.
I mean, they're just having the extra larva nearby. But I guess if you take the bottom right, like, it kind of sets you up for the future. A lot of turrets made of the natural can't really poke through these mutas and abuse that amazing ledge that was hanging around right in that area. A lot of medics got made at once, so this army from Wampi looking a little bit stronger here. Going to be able to stim and help defend. Muta's trying to do what they can, but really all they're doing is buying time. I'm a little surprised to actually see +1 air armor at this point when Mutas aren't still being added behind this. The investment seems, I mean, it's a hefty investment to go for something at this point in the game.
Yeah, exactly. Armor is a bit of an odd choice, to be honest. Usually go for attack because it's more effective against missile turrets, and I guess later on, if you're just trying to snipe like a vessel or something, better to have attack than armor there. Okay, but Terran moving forward now. I mean, these mutas, I don't know if they can really get too much done here. Got the turrets up. There's still no turrets on the barracks, but I don't think Zerg realizes it. And honestly, Zerg is under a lot of pressure with this bar on the map, that he needs to stop it moving across, but nonetheless, he's going to go back in for this counterattack to laying the factory. Like I said, still no turrets there, but Terran taking his cue this time, going to start moving across the map immediately, and I think that is the right call. Zerg will have no choice but to pull back here. Even 3 Sunkens will not defend this bioforce. He will get in there easily. Lurker aspect is not going to be done in time. It's going to be close. Oh wait, no, there's the Lurkers morphing.
There's an already done, buddy.
I thought that was Lurker aspect in the production, but it's actually the Lurkers. My bad. So these Lurkers actually will be done just in time. Terran scans. He's going to be like, oh. But still, the third is under threat. Only 2 Lurkers there. I feel like you can potentially break through that with a force this size. He definitely can't bust his natural with 3 seconds, so that's a lot of danger.
Well, the Lurkers aren't burrowed. He's going forward. He's going to try to stim here. The 2 Lurkers are there, but they're too far back. They're not actually defending the Sunkens.
Oh my god.
But there's no real focus fire. A lot of Sunkens taking damage. A lot of this force still pretty alive as well. Sunkens all go down, moves forward into these Lurkers. Here comes the Mutas to try and help defend this. So, I think the Zerg can barely hold on.
Honestly, it was pretty good for Terran. Yeah, Zerg's under a lot of pressure right now, losing those Sunkens bins. He has no defense to fall back on here. He has to keep the Mutas here. If he leaves the Mutas, as soon as Terran realizes that he can bust 2 Lurkers, no problem with this force. And look at that, he's actually trading away the Mutas, which I don't think is a good call. Only got 1 Marine for his trouble there. Yeah, Zerg in so much trouble right now. That was such a great move by Terran, realizing that those Lurkers are actually out of range.
Well, I think that move for that 3rd base to go down to the bottom right, you see that as if you check into 12, there's no base here to attack, so it would force away the army to actually try to go down there and punish it, but still, trying to remake some of this defense, there's still not a lot of Lurkers made here. Working on the hive, but still, it's going to be a while to get any of this out of here. 2 Lurkers running across the map from that bottom right base, trying to go forward, maybe cut off some reinforcements, but I don't like the position they're in. I don't think they're really going to get that job done, unfortunately.
Well, it's just a matter of how much attention the Terran is paying. Looks like he has the APM to deal with this, no problem, so he's going to shut that down pretty much right away. A nice idea by Zerg. Sometimes you get a lot of value because Terran's focusing on micro in their army and just moves the reinforcements across the map, and suddenly you've lost like 20 units to 2 Lurkers. But not this time. Terran's on top of this. And this Lurker, he's just trying to escape. It looks like he'll make it back to the 3rd base. Good on him. But is he giving away its location? Oh, a mistake.
A scan went down. The knowledge is there. He knows there's no real defense. Scans that there's 1 Lurker, which maybe you think it's stacked up, but it's not quite enough. It was even really bruised up. Didn't even get the chance. Yeah, this base definitely going down for sure. Too many bio here. Even Hydra's popping out, immediately getting killed off. There's no real defense, unfortunately. And we're going to see Bagaster try to move out on the map. They got some Ling, Muta, and some Lurkers behind it, but it's going to lose a base. He's going to have to get some big damage done behind this to have any hope of staying in this game.
Well, I think he might, because Wampi neglected to make any bunkers here. What is the defense? There's just a few Marines standing around, some still in the main. I don't think he has enough. I think this will do huge damage. It might be the damage he needs to win the game, to be honest, even losing that base. Here he comes in now. That choke kind of helping a little bit, but there's just not enough Marines here. A lot of links falling, but there's a lot more in the back. The army for Terran is returning, but these Lurkers getting a good position up the ramp. I don't think there's much Terran can do. That bunker too late. Oh, the Lurker's getting on top of the production. There's a Vulture coming out. That's not going to help. Oh, how do you deal with this on the ramp? Marines falling in droves. Oh my gosh, what a slaughter.
Yeah, that is just the worst position to be in right now as Terran. All that production under siege here, and you can see the bio can't do anything. Making some links to go behind this. That adrenaline upgrade about to finish as well, and it looks like Zerg, even though they're still on 2 base, haven't taken anything behind it. The mineral economy is pretty low. The position they're in right now, doing so much damage. I don't know how
these barracks are actually going to die. These barracks are not going to survive this. Look, they're starting to fall. Like, you don't see that every day. Oh, look, the turret's actually helping with that Lurker, which is nice. But he needs to lift these, and there's still so many Lings coming. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's the scan. Tank trying to do its best, but, I mean, 4 Lurkers going to take some time to chip through there. How much energy does he even have left? Okay, he does have energy at the natural. Oh, so many more units falling at the front to those Lings as well. Terran in so much trouble right now. And Zerg still haven't reclaimed a 3rd base, though, so he really does need this to do game-winning damage. But look, almost all the barracks have fallen. He's going to have no barracks for just a moment. Then what is he going to do?
Well, I think even with everything being behind here, even if it's under critical damage, it hasn't.
Oh.
Yeah, the tanks go down, hasn't started production.
Tanks.
Yeah, he hasn't started production on the science vessels yet, and a greater spire on the way. So there's that investment in the air armor upgrade. I guess you get some guardians off to the side, but more reinforcements from Zerg going across the map could soon being started as well. He is moving away from that ramp, trying to bait these Marines into going up here, while more attacks come from the front, and there's just no reinforcements anymore for the Terran player. Supplies are still pretty low on both sides, but Zerg's in such a strong position. Terran's gonna be very hard pressed to get.
Yeah, no more Marines can be made if every barracks is dead, right? Okay, finally the lurker's getting picked off by this tank. There's 2 left. Tank's doing its best. Starting to rebuild the barracks, but it's already still in range of that lurker. Oh my gosh. Okay, Zerg's still only on 2 base though. Okay, looks like that final lurker will get taken out now. There it goes. So finally the Terran base is clear, but he's still under siege here. And like we were saying, you can't make any more Marines. So can you really break out with just the Spire? Well, actually, you know what? With siege mode, maybe you can.
Yeah, I think siege mode finally going to just sway things a little bit. There was a group of Marines over that bottom right that's still kind of alive. If they get caught out and killed by the Zerg army, that might be pretty threatening. But again, that Greater Spire did finish up. Terran did survive long enough to start getting their tech, but that just raw actual production they need. Like, the barracks being remade, now it's going to be a while before anything could happen. And this is that free window. Zerg taking another base up at the 12 o'clock. They got all the tech they're looking for. The raid's about to finish, but vessels alone are not going to do a lot of damage here. It's really going to be up to the Zerg to kind of misplay this, I think, to throw this game away.
Well, to be honest, I feel like Zerg already has. He put so much time by killing those barracks, but he's not used it wisely. Instead, getting greater Spire and Defilers instead of taking the 3rd base earlier. I think as soon as those lurkers go up that ramp, you should send a drone to take the 3rd. But as you see, it's only just started, really. Now, I think he can probably still hold on to this, but I feel like he really didn't capitalize on his advantage as much as he could have. And Terran does have a bit of a way to get back in right now. He does have a fearsome army with these Defilers, though. I mean, if Terran isn't careful, he will just get Dark Swarmed into oblivion. 4 tanks are out, though. That does help a bit. I mean, we'll see what Terran's next move is. At the moment, he's sitting back because of his lack of bio, of course.
Yeah. I mean, there is still Radiates now complete, some vessels on the ground, so if it's just like the 1 Defiler or something like that on the field, maybe you can take it out, maybe you can kind of keep slowing things down, try to buy time for those barracks to actually finish. But you see Zerg starting to move forward here. They got that basic ground army, couple Defilers in there as well, so that'll be hard to irradiate away. And I see some moves being made. There is a dropship.
Just seeing the sights.
Yeah, walking right over a link, so
we can see the Zerg swarm. So it is hard for Zerg to get in here with all these tanks. Not impossible, mind you. Like with swarms, should be able to do it, but these tanks will do a lot of damage as these Zerg units are approaching. Let's see. Okay, hitting the links so far. The lurker's running in, but there's nothing in the bunker anyway. Oh, the tanks are actually going to fall here because they're too close to the swarm. Need to pull those back. 5 ats are out, but not enough. You need a lot to deal with this. Meanwhile, the drop is going down. Looks like he's going to deny the 3rd base once again. Terran once again in the position. All he needs to do is hold on from this aggression from Zerg. I mean, so far he is. The lurkers haven't got to a critical position yet, but there is still swarm. Here they go. No 5 ats in the bunker. All the 5 ats died outside, so there's nothing to hit these lurkers at all. But the drop is continuing. Terran is continuing on into the Zerg main. I don't see any Zerg units at all.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised to not see any Scourge, no real reaction. Like, that dropship went over a Ling in the middle of the map, if you're paying any attention here. Getting drop going to get some more drone kills. Some Lings finally trying to go back there and try to deal with this. Both sides just taking a lot of big damage. No real good defensive play, unfortunately.
SCB in the dropship. Oh my god. Wow, that SCB blocked those Lings so well as well. But Zerg's still trying to get up in here. If Zerg can get in here with Swarm, he can still win. But that's the only way he can win right now, because his economy has been ravaged. He's only really on 1 base right now. These Marines continue to do damage. Link's coming in actually might clean this up, giving Zerg a bit more of a chance in this game. And Terran definitely is on the back foot. If he can't hold this ramp, he's dead.
Yeah, but I mean, both players do have a reasonable little bank of money built up. Terran a lot more so, though. So he just needs to keep surviving, keep starting to produce that decent bio army as well. And that dropship move down is hitting the natural now. More drone kills on the way, ready to happen. So
okay, the lurker's trying to come in though. 5 ats trying to get on top of them, but there's too many lurkers. I don't think he can do it. I think he's on top of the barracks, but can he deal with this tank? The repair goes down, but the tank still dies, and everyone's coming out. As you say, Terran does have a bit of a bank, and that drop did get cleaned up. So Zerg still has drones. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is a crazy game. It's not like Terran has that many SCVs, to be honest, so I don't know how much that bank really helps.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, I think this is the kind of thing. Both sides had a good aggressive...
Consuming a lurker. Consuming a lurker to keep the swarm going. That's a great move. 5 ats trying to block, but there's so many lurkers, I think he's just going to come right in here. Oh my gosh.
One of the lurkers was very low. That did end up getting killed off. The Defiler's just going to walk away. He's giving it up. He doesn't want to lose any more here. So just do the damage you can get done. Which still, killing some more buildings. More science vessels did come out, though. And you're just going to see some links being made, Muta's behind it as well, but both sides just took a lot of damage back here. Wampi still has that decent bank. Manages to get the dropship back home, doesn't have any units in it, unfortunately. And that 12 o'clock base being remade again, so we'll see if Zerg can actually stabilize into a halfway decent position here, but both sides just taking a ton of damage. This is like the ultimate one base play. Another dropship's made. Hero the Lings, though, moving up into there, and you can just see there's not any real units here to help defend this.
Yeah, I think Zerg has this because he still actually has an economy as Terran. I mean, he has 19 ACVs. HH, aka GG. Wow, that was a crazy close game. That was a great game to start us off here.
Yeah, that was a very interesting one for sure. I don't know. I like that's the kind of thing you see. Usually, there's only like the one player that's like, I'm gonna be real aggressive. Like, I don't need a base. I'll kill him now. And it feels like both players did that to a point, and then, you know, that whole like you get like 15 minutes in, and be like, I didn't know how I'd get here. Like just a weird situation. But Zerg does manage to keep the pressure up, gets that game closed out. So well played from our Zerg player Baggister.
Yeah, that was a cool game for sure. Honestly, Terran, yeah, definitely had the aggression, but if he just made 3 bunkers at home when he's killing that third, I think he would have been fine.
Okay, well, anyone tuning in, I see the viewer count's gone up a little bit. I don't know if it's still going on, but there was some live coaching in Discord. If you're keeping your eyes on the CPL Discord announcements, we kind of are filling you in on when coaches are trying to get some lessons. That way you get to know the coaches before the season starts. But you can check those out. Unfortunately, Discord streams like that don't have VODs, so if you see them going, you should be there. We'll be around later, but if you want to hang around and watch some games with us, the first one was quite good. We got 9 more lined up tonight, 10 in total. It's going to be a great time. It's me and the Blind. We're starting our week 2 in season, or in the preseason casting, and we're getting into our second game.
So excited for these games. The first one was so good. Surely it only gets better from here, right?
You put a lot of pressure on me. I try to organize them in a way. You're trying to like just pressure me like this, and I see you flash your connection. Are you okay? You still here?
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Well, yeah, I can hear you just fine. So I think we are fine. We'll figure it out though if things happen. And the top right in the yellow Zerg, it's Persian Zerg. And then the bottom left in that teal Terran, it's going to be a Wampi. So same matchup again, same starting positions as well, but a different Zerg player. And considering what we saw from the first one, you know, 3-hatch play, a little greedier with the pool timing, like didn't like kind of like mutas and everything, but the game did play out a little bit differently. I wonder if we're going to see a similar thing or maybe some 9-pool aggression. We haven't really talked about the map for week 2, Eclipse. All the games going to be on Eclipse. Definitely an opportunity to be aggressive, maybe a little cheesy, you know, play some very interesting games on this map that definitely leads to a lot of exciting games.
Unfortunately, I think that option is somewhat cut off for Zerg because obviously you can't proxy. Well, okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've argued in this league, but in TVZ you can't really proxy anything, right? So I don't think Zerg has much cheese option here. It's a long rush distance for 9 pool, and if Terran scouts it right away, I mean, it's not that hard to deal with, I don't think. So Terran is the one who can pull something off here. But so far they're going for the same link proof wall. It looks like, I guess, it's just what you do. By the way, a 10 hatch going to be coming up here. That's interesting. So I stand corrected. He could be going for a big ling all in here. Looks like.
Yeah, possibly.
But that's just my guess. That's usually what you do with 10 hatch.
Yeah, so, I mean, it gets you a lot of love early. I feel like this isn't a build I see super often, but it would get you 2 hatches up, so even if you do some decent damage, you don't have to, like, end the game right there. You should still be able to just go into normal 2-hatch play. You disrupt the Terran enough, and you can slow things down, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's true of most ling all-ins in this matchup. If you get, like, say, 10 lings in, they can usually run around, do enough damage by time, and you follow up with Muta, and it's so hard to get organized with turrets and stim and medics if you have lings running around your base. Definitely. I mean, even a lot of the time, if Zerg doesn't get in your base, but they kill, like, you know, 7 or 8 Marines, it's still pretty good for Zerg, depending, of course, what exact build they go for. With this one, it depends. If he immediately goes gas here, yeah, he's going to do it, and gets speed before lair. I don't know. It's a bit trickier. He definitely have to, like, do some economic damage, I feel. But we'll see if he does actually even go for link speed here. He could be going for, like, a super fast Muta timing or something weird like that.
I mean, it's possible, but how do you... So, against a build like this, a little more unorthodox, maybe a little more aggressive, how do you feel about that professional wall you were talking so much smack on last game? That's clearly happening again, so again, maybe...
Well, it just completely negates all ling aggression, right? There's literally no way for links to get in here, it doesn't matter how many you make, right? So, I think it's pretty good in this scenario, goddammit. Look, if it was 2-hatch lurker, he'd be crying, right?
Well,
I'd be standing over him going, "I told you so." We saw it. We saw it last match of the week, didn't we? The 2-hatch lurker just decimated the wall.
I remember we also saw it, you were like, it could decimate the wall, but then they didn't actually execute the build the way you were thinking it was going to happen. I think it's just all that Terran, like, knowledge, like, it's happened to you on ladder, so you're like, oh, I know what they want to do. I know what we could do. But it is a fast lair. If they can actually stop the scout, the lair actually happening down at the natural, that can kind of look like you're getting ling speed. So if you could stop this SCV from getting that information, that might be real good. Although you think it'd be a little weird.
Yeah.
You got 6 lings this fast, and you're not attacking me right away?
Definitely, you see 6 lings, it's kind of alarming. You usually get a bunker right away if you see that. We'll see if he actually makes any more, though. Since, as you say, he went for lair right away, I'm not expecting such a thing about this. Oh, and this Overlord running in a very unfortunate angle. Maybe it's a bait, maybe he wants these Marines to leave the wall, but there's no lings in the area, so I think this is just a mistake, to be honest. And losing this Overlord is going to be almost a game-losing mistake at this point. Looks like it will barely get away. Oh, will it? Actually, it might die. Oh, lifting to bring the Marines out. Oh, he's calling Zerg's bluff. He's going to kill this Overlord, and that is huge. Oh my gosh, Zerg in so much trouble just from that. Like I said, that's almost a game-losing mistake, to be honest. Okay, Hatchet coming up. I mean, I guess it's a bit later than it could have been, so it could have been worse, but still, it puts Zerg in a pretty awkward position here.
Yeah, I mean, going for the early hatchery, getting these lings, it's going to be 2-hatch lurker, so we could be abusing the wall, like you're saying, this kind of situation that maybe you can get some big damage done, sway things, but with that Overlord dying, you can see 17 out of 10, it's going to be hard for you to like have any real ability to do any aggression. And what if the Terran moves out at this point? Like, how do you survive?
Well, he can just make a sunken and then all unstim Marines in the world just die. So he'd be fine. It's just more as how bad his economy is going to be here. I mean, the thing is, lurker aspect doesn't cost any supply. And by the way, there's a wall at the Terran base, so just saying, that's probably a pretty good choice. I guess as long as he can get the Hydras out in time to get across the map. But the thing is, did he only build one additional Overlord? That's a big mistake, because you need more than, what, like one Hydra he's going to be able to build. And also you need to morph them, which costs additional supply. So I'm very worried for Zerg right now.
Yeah, things seem a little bit out of sorts for losing that first Overlord. If you're not prepared, if that doesn't happen to you very often, it's going to be a little bit weird for sure. Hydra's being made right now. Hopefully makes another Overlord. You can see that lurker aspect about to finish up. I don't see an Overlord in production, so this could be kind of rough here. The Terran, we didn't really get to focus on what they were doing that much, and it looks like we're seeing the same build again. So not a reaction to the 3-hatch play, just, you know, I like that +1 5-racks kind of style. So we'll see if that's...
against 2-hatch, though, it's 2-hatch, not such a good idea, I don't think, because your Stim and Medics might be out in time. Okay, he scans. Where did he scan? I didn't see. I can't turn vision on off, I'm afraid.
He scanned in the main and did see the Hydra dead.
Oh, he's lifting this wall. I mean, I guess if he can get out there and deny the lurkers from approaching, it'd be better, but at the same time, they could just run in if there's enough lings. No link speed yet, by the way. Saving it all for those lurkers. Morphing them all the way back here. I think because of the supply block, he couldn't get the Hydras out on the map earlier, which may be critical. Terran taking some space, but the problem is they can go around easily and backstab here, and I don't think Terran is aware of the danger. He's just going down the main path. Okay, no, he does pull back. No bunkers going down yet, though. You need bunkers to hold this. There is no way he's going to hold... Oh, wait a minute. Is Zerg just expanding to the 3rd as well?
I mean, they're taking expansion, but they do have these other lurkers. Maybe they're prepared. They think Terran's going to keep moving out. They didn't really keep a lot of good vision there. They retreated with everything so quickly. So they're not really seeing what's being made from Wampy, like what that kind of push is looking like. And this could be an opportunity to get some damage done. See a couple lurkers moving down that south side. If they can get in a decent position, this could be pretty big, especially as that Terran force moves up there. Like, they might just pass each other without vision on either side, unfortunately. I think Terran did barely see it. Let's see if the lurkers can get in a decent spot and get some damage done.
Nice split by Terran. Oh, wow, that was really well done. And that last bit, not so much, but the rest of it, that's really well good engaged for Terran, actually. Really well done there. Honestly, I feel like if you're going to do 2-hatch lurker, you really just need to make it an all-in attack. I think it's very weak trying to do it and then expand. Because you don't have a Spire for drops. Drops can be absolutely devastating. You're kind of forced to be way back on the map. Terran can kind of do whatever they want as long as they throw out a couple of bunkers, which he's doing now. Like, I feel like this is not a strong play going 2-hatch lurker into expand. And we could see he wasn't really prepared for an attack. If, like, 5 lurkers suddenly ran into his natural earlier, like, I think he would have probably won the game. But instead he chose to go for this expansion, and now he's lost 3 lurkers trying to fight. He's got these 2 kind of just hanging out here, one of them not even burrowing. I don't know, Zerg looking pretty fragile right now.
Well, I think a part of it is going back to what you were saying, though, that losing that Overlord just messed up the timing of everything. It's one lurker trying to poke forward to see what's going on here. Stim goes forward. There's one other lurker burrowed. Wampy's not going to buy into that. This does buy time if Zerg can
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
He really just wanted to bait those, but if he had 2 lurkers there, that would have killed like 10 Marines, would have been like, you know, Pimpers Blaze 2003, but unfortunately he had 1 lurker, so that didn't actually do anything. It just told Terran the lurker was there.
Yeah, but I think if you're at this point, if you're just trying to buy a little bit of time, might not be so bad. We do see attempt to go up the hive. I think it's going to be a transition. Get that Dark Storm out as soon as you can, and then try to break with that amazing spell. If this early in the game, if you don't have Science Vessels to deal with it, that might be the move. But look at Wampy's move out. He's going big and around the way, away from this Zerg army. Some Links do catch it out, but he's away from the lurkers at least. I think he wants to put some pressure on, walking into some lurker shots. Has to be careful not to lose things for free, but now there's just a bunch of Lings up at the front, but these 2 bunkers should be enough to defend it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's fine for now, but as you say, the Dark Storm is coming. But that hive wasn't actually that fast. It's just finishing now, so I don't know. He's under too much pressure. The science facility already on the way, so I think he's going to be fine here. Now, that's only 1 lurker on that ramp. Terra can actually bust that easily if he's aware, but the thing is, you scan that and you go, okay, Zerg, I know you've stacked him, I'm not going to try it. The thing is, you can test it with a Marine if you feel like sacrificing a Marine's life, and I mean, if you're playing TVC and you're not sacrificing Marines' lives, you're probably doing it wrong.
Man, like, you're a Terran player, but you just want these guys to die. Like, you don't care about your army at all.
I want them to die, I just don't place much value on their lives. They're literally only worth 50 minerals.
We could talk about the economic policy of that. Like, that's just brutal to think about. Wampy setting up above at the top of this ramp, not really trying to put any pressure on or anything. It's, again, just buying Zerg a lot of time here, making more lurkers behind it that defile their mound, nearing completion. But this Terran army that's about to have +1 armory, making some tanks, siege mode already completed as well, and now the vessel's in production. This Terran army is looking pretty strong, and I don't know if Zerg actually has enough to really defend it if a dedicated push happens. Because Consume's still going to be a while away.
He got it all together, yeah. And these lurkers on the map getting picked off once again. Like, he tried to make something happen here, but was unable to, and he's lost quite a few. That said, as long as Zerg holds out until Swarm, it actually doesn't matter how many units he has. He just needs 1 lurker and a Swarm, and he's good. But will he? I mean, is Consume on the way? Yes, it is. It's going to be hard for Terran to get across here and break before it's ready. I think Zerg will be fine.
Yeah,
if barely.
Yeah, I think if Terran is trying to be conservative here, they're waiting for a Radiate to finish, maybe get some energy on some vessels. Like, if you're trying to be conservative and be like, well, I want to just make sure my army is really strong, and you'll show up, yeah, there will be that Dark Storm to deal with, but still, this is a big supply lead, even for this matchup. I know you usually see Zerg a little behind, but like half supply is a little more severe than what you're used to seeing, and look at this angle they're attacking from.
The third. That is the weak point. There is no Nidus. The Defiler's not in position here. If he can kill those lurkers, he doesn't care about Darkstorm because he'll just run past. He will not survive. Damn, double miss. He needs some hits here because time is of the essence. How long until Consume is done? It's a few seconds away. Can he get in here? Those lurkers pulling back. That's actually a great move in this case. Oh my gosh, there's so little time left. It looks like Terran's barely going to get in here. I think Consume is going down though. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's that first
moving up.
There's a Radiate going down. Here's the Swarm from behind. Couple lurkers made. 2 Swarms are going to move in. Gets a big advantage here. All the Marines are on the ramp. The burrow was slow, though. The Marines managed to move into there. There's still some tanks alive, but still, lots of damage going down. Drones are killed. That hatchery is going to die very quickly. And look at this other Terran moving from the side, but there's lurkers burrow. They're ready to fight that even without it. The Terran taking big losses on one side as they eliminate a base.
Yeah, this looks great for Terran, but he does need to move out his army right away and prevent this counterattack, because obviously, like we saw last game, Swarm getting into production does kind of just win. But he's not moving his army. Those reinforcements need to move out. He needs as much space he can possibly get. If he can deny this Swarm counterattack, I think he's probably won the game, but if he doesn't, he could easily lose immediately.
There's a
There's only 1 to fire, though, and no more Lings.
There is a decent amount of army back at home, including a siege tank. There's still stuff in these bunkers, and he's going to catch these lurkers before they burrow. There's that first Dark Storm, though. First couple shots go off to do some damage, but not really critical just yet. As I say that, more damage being taken down. The lurkers trying to go forward in the range of the bunker. They don't really care about that, though, and look at these reinforcement Lings from behind. There's still that Terran army, like, well far forward, but no drop to really open things up.
Yeah, there's Marine Medic at the third, snuck out past the lurkers, actually. No, I mean, okay, Terran took some damage, but I don't think it's enough damage against the Zerg who just lost their third base. I think he's going to be fine here as soon as he pushes past this Swarm when it expires. And look, these Lings trying to come in. I don't really think they're going to achieve too much with this bunker here. Well, I mean, those Marines aren't stimming. There you go. And they try to dive on the tank, but unfortunately get picked off.
Look at this flank from behind, though. Still another group of bio. These lurkers caught above.
No escape.
Yeah, all that Zerg army gets cleaned up, and we're, again, back to that 50 supply lead. We see Persians are going to try to take that base again up at the 12 o'clock, so trying to just make a reasonable game out of it. But it's going to be hard to like actually continue from here, because unlike before where you're buying time, you have the tech, both players have everything they're looking for. Upgrades are rolling, still working on that vessel count, working on another eBay as well. So,
It's medics, the medic party. Oh, back they go. What are they even doing there? Yeah, I think Wumpy really showing this game, and the last one actually, that his aggression is very strong. Just defense tenures. That Defiler's trying to run, but there's no Scourge to save it. There's no way. And again, this is why Too Much Lurker is a bit weak, because you actually don't have Aspire. You're pulling it now for Scourge here. You have no answer to these vessels. I mean, sure, you can put that one Lurker without any backup, and that's GG. There's no army here for Zerg. Terran is going to push across and smash the Zerg in a matter of minutes.
Oh, now you're going to get the chance, unfortunately. So just doing some strong bio play, like making just basic core units, doing some damage. Didn't lose as much on the counterattack this time, which is much better than what we saw in the first game. And I mean, hey, if you can if you can execute a decent, like, what was it, 5 racks, you get the +1, adding on some siege tanks to help out with things. If you can execute that, you make a pretty strong force that your opponent has to be able to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I think his strength was aggression, but the defense has been both games. he can do the game-winning damage, but then he has to not get smacked back.
I mean, isn't that most StarCraft players? We could do the game-winning damage, but we have no idea how to stop it.
I suppose you're right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess it's not that hard to do damage to your opponent. You're just like, okay, I'm gonna go kill this, and then your army's dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, but we'll get a different kind of matchup. Another one where it's really easy to die with inadequate defense, so we'll see how this one goes. And these colors are going to be a little bit annoying, but that's okay. In the top right, in the white Zerg, it's Orangutan, which I know that's an AKA. I'll look it up in a second. And then in the bottom left, in the black Protoss, it's T-Toss, the CPL staple we've had around for a while. It is Persian Zerg. He's back on a different ID.
Okay, that ID's cursed after we lost that game, I guess.
Well, I don't know about you.
So,
do you have
these colors? Oh, sorry, you go.
Well, it's
colors in a minute.
It's Eclipse. it's white and black on Eclipse. It doesn't aesthetically please me. That's all.
That's perfect for Eclipse, isn't it? That makes so much sense. That makes so much sense.
Hey, whatever you like, man. If you appreciate it. I always think black on the minimap's a little hard to see some of the action, especially when I'm the one that's got to observe, not missing a drop and stuff. I think it's a little difficult occasionally.
Both.
Ooh, looking like we're going to get.
By the way, I don't have the. Oh, okay, yeah. What makes you say that just now? Just because he's standing on the right side?
But the probe didn't move away, because the forge you can delay a little bit, like you know, get it on 10 or
right.
But that gateway you want to start that as soon as possible. So when the probe's hanging out there instead of going to scout after the pylon, that's usually a signal for the gateway.
You got a pretty early hatch here, right? What supply did this go down? Because I don't have the thing. Was that like 10 hatch? No, he didn't make an overlord. So 9 hatch?
I'm not 100% sure, honestly. So, like, you'll have to. I guess
that's a 9 hatch going down here.
Yeah,
which is super weird.
Well, I would say it's weird, but as we saw in the other games, you have this Terran, this wall that is laying tight, but it was like a little weird and complicated. Making a good ling-proof wall in this map seems difficult. And if you're,
well, I mean, I think it's fine for Terran, but for Protoss, I don't know.
Yeah, for us, it can be a little bit difficult, and it's a 2-player map. You don't. The distance a little long, but if you can overwhelm, if you can get that early kind of advantage, and especially against a gateway expand, having an extra larva, all you gotta do is your opponent's got to move their zealots in one bad way, get caught a little bit out of position. But the Protoss just scout it out pretty quick, sees the timing on everything, should know there's a little bit of weirdness going on, so curious to see what the adaptation's going to be. Pro moving down now, and plenty of money built up, so looking like he's still going to be committed to plan getting the Nexus hopefully before Forge or any kind of wild stuff. And a drone moving out to the side. The probe's going to keep an eye on it. Doesn't care how many links are being made, just wants to know if there's a third hatch going down. Can't say I love this decision, though.
Well, you know, I think one consideration about this super early hatch is the fact that it's a 2-player map. if you want to go hatch first, you know Probe's going to be there in time to block it. There's just no way that's not going to happen. And maybe with Terran too, you're expecting Terran to send an early SCV just to mess you up and block your 12 hatch. I don't know. Maybe that's why we saw this both times. Because, I mean, well, okay, Zerg here might be going for a legal in, but the gas seems a bit late if that's what he wants to do. 8 links coming up, which I think is fine for gate expand. Like, that's not abnormal at this point. So, I don't know. I am wondering what Zerg's idea was here. Overpull isn't so bad, guys. Just try it.
It's boring though. It's not bad, but it's your buttered noodles. Like it'll sustain you, but it's not that exciting. Hydra then does
Noodles,
go.
then that sound boring. Yeah, 2 hatch Hydra coming up here. I guess that drone was just a fake, or did he change his mind when the probe went there? Honestly, your build is a bit fragile if you're going to totally change course because the probe got in your way. Look at that. There's Link denying that probe, so now this is actually pretty scary for Protoss because he has no idea. Sends another one, though, immediately. I think that's a good move. So 2 hatch Hydra. That's pretty full on. Gonna be here pretty soon.
Yeah, I can't say I like the decision so much, and I like that the probe's immediately scouting and going straight to the 3rd. They want to see if that hatchery actually got made. Once you know a drone was there and nothing happened, you would be able to easily assume shenanigans are happening. Hydra speed is being researched, right?
Yeah, the problem is that there's different places Zerg might take the base. They might have gone to the bottom right, try and be sneaky or something. Like, it's not definitive, and you can't get in here because this Sunken's about to finish. Although he will see Hydras coming out if he hangs around there, and that's pretty damning, I suppose.
Yeah, but I mean, still, he knew the drone was up there and it didn't get made. And it's like, once the probe dies, like, we're not going to see the thing we saw in Game 1, where it's like cross-map trek with the drone just to take a different thing, just to kind of confuse somebody. You'll get all that scouting info you need if you want to, because that Stargate's about to finish up, going to be able to get those Corsairs on the map. And I'm really kind of concerned if this Zerg's going to be able to get enough damage done, because you just don't have a lot of economy, you don't have a lot of production behind this. And you can see cans going down, the Zealot count's kind of growing a little bit as well. I think it's going to be very difficult for the Zerg to actually kind of break through and really do anything critically important here.
Well, when we talk about 2 hatch Hydra, we're not talking about damage, we're talking about ending the game, because if you don't, you're pretty screwed on just 2 bases. As Protoss 2 bases, there's really no way to compete. So he is going to have to kill Protoss here or else. And we'll see what he's able to get done. The thing is, it is earlier than 3 hatch Hydra. Only 1 cannon up so far, but yeah, this Corsair, as you say, is going to find out pretty soon. Needs to move them across, though. I'm not sure what he's waiting for.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure what we're waiting for here, but hey, that Corsair, I like the fact that it's just going straight across, not trying to be sneaky, not trying to like hunt overlords or anything. And it's gonna get there, start seeing the Hydras being made. But if you look around and count the hatcheries and be like, well, the probe scouted up by 12. It scouted the bottom right corners. Corsair's in here. It's not going to see a 3rd hatchery in the base just for the extra larva. So really, you should know at this point, all you got to do is survive. You can see the cans being added on here. 4 in a nice horizontal row. There's already a decent amount of zealots behind this as well. So I think you should be able to kind of defend this without losing too much here, especially since that Hydra range isn't quite done yet. You can't really chip at the buildings too safely yet.
I feel like this window is closing rapidly. Like, with these 4 cannons up here, I mean, compared to 3 hatch Hydra, you just can't make as many because you don't have as much economy. And look at that, he can't even get in. It's a beautiful wall and setup Protoss has here where like 1 Hydra can hit a cannon if it really tries hard. So I don't know, this looks pretty tough. Is Hydra range on the way?
It just finished up now, but it wasn't there for when he got there, unfortunately. So it's now complete, but 4 cans got up, 2 more on the way. He's going to start working on that forge, which is nice, but that +1 attack, like, if you're dedicated to Hydras here, like, that's not a super critical upgrade. And still, he's going to have to actually be able to kill it. I think you're just kind of willing to lose the forge here. The upgrade won't finish, so at least getting something done. But Zealot legs are halfway done. So if you keep building up here, survive the cans, you move out with a decent force. And this Zerg still on this 2 hatchery production, still on 2 base economy. I think you could just overrun it once you kind of get that core army you're looking for. Especially since this Corsair is still looking around, just wants to be sure what the situation is.
On 2 base, obviously Templars are still going to be devastating, but I feel like you can almost just make Speed Zealots only, and you'll crush Zerg on 2 base only.
Honestly, I think I agree with you on that one. Like, it's just so easy to send Zealots here when they don't have like any of those kind of like tech units to deal with. But the Lair's on the way, so you know, maybe working towards Lurkers and finally getting a 3rd base up at the 12. But this did not do the damage it needed to do. Like, it is very committed. The Protoss like made some cans, defended without any issue at all. All their tech's on the way. You're gonna lose a gateway, but that's fine. even more cannons, just like being extra cautious, just to make sure nothing too bad's gonna happen. Because the situation you're in right now as Protoss is golden. You'd love to see this every game.
I love this double forge. That's actually pretty sick because now he knows, Zerg is not going to be good in the long game. He's just going to double down and make his upgrades really OP here. Of course, they're still lurking. I don't think it got a single kill yet, but just having it still check around is really strong here.
Yeah, I think
that's all. See this 12 o'clock. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw that. I actually don't know if you got back into main to check out the lair timing, though. But you see that lurkers are on the way. We'll see if a robo gets made at any reasonable time. But Templar Archives and some gateways still going to be able to just produce some core units. And there's a lot of speed zealots that are made now. If you compare that, there's more speed zealots than hydras outside the base. You can just actually go and fight them, punch them all to death.
One speed zealot's more than a match from the Hydra, undoubtedly, right? So if you have more zealots than you have Hydras, here we go, he's not going to wait. This is the thing, does Zerg have time for lurkers? Because these zealots are going to come across and punish him already. Hydras wisely retreat, I think that's the right call there.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a rough situation here. And you can see, Luke, there's a cannon up at the 12 o'clock. You can put on the pressure. You see, it could just be a nice little cannon rush or anything. That'd be cool. But the zealots are going to move up there. They can just punch that building to death. There's no problem there at all. But we'll see. The probe just hides behind the pile. So no cans, but it's a lot of zealots moving in here. There's not going to be units to really defend this. Now, lurker aspect's still not done yet, so quite a while away from lurkers. But there is no detection at all. No robo even started, so if they manage to get up, if you manage to defend these zealots, we'll have to stop and kind of figure out how they want to go from here. But still, this should be really critical damage to the Zerg.
Definitely that hatchery will fall. I'm picturing the zealot saying, "I got your cannon right here," then punches you in the face. Basically, is what's happening. So yeah, that third falls, and like we were saying, fall back in this terrible position for Zerg. 2 base versus 2 base. It is true that the robo won't be up in time, but there's not going to be that long window because he's building it already. Trying to block these zealots in with lurker eggs, but not positioning them correctly. It is making a nice choke here. And I guess the zealot's going to die? I don't know. Actually, I think they still probably win this fight. But they have to get out of here now before these lurkers are ready, because then they're definitely screwed.
Yeah, I think really the big winner of this fight is just the pathing in a Brood War. Like, not the actual army being involved. That you keep
that wins every fight. Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah. They got out. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not Marines. They don't die in two lurker hits, so they managed to walk out.
Oh gosh, can you imagine this matchup? Can you imagine this matchup?
No.
I'd be so doomed.
No, I would never play Protoss.
Oh, there's lurkers already set up outside the Zerg base. Drones accidentally rallied here. I think it's against Chasers. But I'm wondering if these zealots will run back through here. I mean, how damaged are they? I guess they're not on Marine levels of HP yet. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, Protoss trapped in his base for now. But as I said, the robo is not too late. The observatory going down. I don't think it really matters how much resources Zerg puts into this lurker contain. I just don't think he's going to have enough where Protoss can't just come in and break it as soon as he has detection.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little Zealot head squad checking for other bases down here. Storm's been done, so it's not like you have no defense against these lurkers at all. And with all these cans, it's not like you just run up here and try to like do big critical damage like we saw in the ZBT games, where it's like, oh, maybe I could just get something crazy done. Not really going to work as well here. We do see Zealots, they've wrapped around, go to the natural. I don't see any lurkers here, though. Just a couple Hydras and some drones that are misrallied, unfortunately. So we'll see if these Zealots are going to be enough damage. The one Sunken is doing a lot, though, to kind of help out here. But the Hydras go down. There's nothing really here to help defend us anymore. No units being pulled back to help defend either. And they're running past that Sunken into the main. Yes.
Yeah, well, those drones at the natural knew their duty, but they couldn't hold up long enough. And now this is very threatening for the Zerg. I mean, how do you deal with this? You got to deny a lot of mining time at least. He's going to try and drill because he says no other units to answer this. Otherwise, he's going to lose his Hydra Den and who knows what else. Well, so much damage going down already when Zerg's already not in a great position here. I mean, it's the problem with going forward with this contain when you have so few actual units. I'm not sure if the extractor is really the key tech structure here, but I don't know. He's the expert. I'll leave it to him. Oh, okay. These Hydras will clean this up, it looks like, with help from the drones. But damn, he got another drone for his trouble. Actually, will they clean it up? Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
all those zealots are red.
Oh my gosh. Remember that +1 armor upgrade, the double forge, kicking in strong right there, helping out against this small group of Hydra. So these Zealots get a lot of damage done, bought the time they need for the Observer, and here's that breakout. Storm's going down, Observer is here to get that good vision, and Dragoons are here with their range upgrade as well, so that little soft contain that Zerg has, everything gets eliminated right away. And look at this supply difference as this intimidating Protoss army just walks right across the map, and how would you defend this? Like, I don't think you can. There's like one Sunken, there's a couple Hydras, they're not even lurkers. I think if
Yeah, I don't think there's much you can do. Like I was saying, the Lurker Contain isn't like an auto win. If Protoss has a lot more than you, they can just brute force it down, and that's exactly what he did. And now I don't even see any Lurkers here. He's making another hatchery. Unfortunately, hatcheries don't attack, so he's in a lot of trouble here. Is Protoss waiting for +2? No, it's way off. I think he's just going to go straight in here. He only used a single storm, and he has many. He was saving them for the drones. Oh, and the Overlords. No Overlord speed even. Oh my gosh. GG.
And T-Toss kind of running a clinic of how to play some standard Protoss and not falling victim to the weird kind of Zerg strategy, unfortunately.
Yeah. Zerg had a very weird plan there, for sure. I can't help but wonder if they would have been better off with the so-called Buttled Noodles overpool. I'm going to call it that forever now, you realize.
I mean, hey, boring but gets the job done. That sounds like what some of these builds are in these matchups, you know?
Fair enough. I mean, sometimes that's how it feels when you sit down to play a game of TVP, and it's like, well, if I play standard, it's literally not possible to win until like 15 minutes, or I could try and do something. That's how it feels sometimes.
Well, I think you just got to make that choice. It's like, who do I want to be? Do I want to be Flash or do I want to be Up Magic? Do I want to be Leda? you gotta figure out what players you're trying to emulate. But we're moving into another one. No more Zerg, no more weird Hydra shenanigans. In the top right, in the green Terran, it's Wampy. He's back. And in the bottom left, in that dark blue Protoss, it's T-Toss. So both players showing some pretty stable macros, pretty stable aggression. So curious to see how it's going to play in this matchup, which I feel like it's a lot easier to not die to a random attack. Well, maybe.
Well, it depends what phase of the game you're in, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's inter-clan wars here, right? Because they're both in Nom, it appears. I wonder if they're weeping as they play. I'm sorry, brother, as they run the speed zealots in.
I really doubt
it. Worse than that. I'm sorry, brother, as they throw down the second factory.
I'm gonna say I doubt it because Nom does run their own little in-house star league constantly, so they're used to fighting each other. They love to do it. I think they're all about this stuff. It's just bragging rights.
Whoa, what is T-Toss APM right now? Oh my god, he's gonna hit 600. He do it? Oh no, he can't break through. Oh, I guess he's gonna lose. He didn't even hit 600 APM. He's still trying. Okay, no, he's not gonna
all I ever look for if I see someone spamming that much APM, if I see two workers not mining efficiently, they're waiting at each other at a mineral patch, all this APM, you could not do the only useful thing you could be doing with it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, spamming is the only useful thing he's saying. Just drag that mouse to the side and spam your hotkey. That inflates your APM pretty well. Terran also won 400, so I guess they're both doing it.
Nah, my spam of choice is to go down the mineral line and click each interval patch, get the mouse accuracy warmed up. That's the spam
yeah, sure,
of choice.
I know that one too. That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, what I like doing is selecting workers and spamming the command center, so you have that phantom rally point that keeps popping up. You know what I mean? That's my go-to.
I mean, it seems reasonable. Both players get a scout pretty early. I don't mind this at all from the Protoss scouting early. Just make sure there's not any kind of real crazy shenanigans. Definitely opportunities on this map to hide some buildings and do something crazy. But at least you're in here. You can maybe see that gas timing, get that easy indicator of maybe it's going to be extra factory player, some kind of tech. And again, we're seeing it as well from the SCV scout. Doesn't want to just trust that Protoss is playing an honest game. They're going to go and confirm it.
I don't think Protoss would expect a proxy barracks, to be honest. I think the main thing you keep an eye out for is a Rax Expander or even a CC first in some crazy game. And if you scout that right away, you can definitely put a lot of pressure on the Zealots. So I agree it's wise to scout right away, though. Not going for the gas steal, which is always an option on a two-player map like this, but of course that's not necessary. You don't always need that to win in this matchup, for sure. Looks like we'll just be one factory from Terran as well. So everything looking pretty normal. Didn't even get a Zealot this time.
Yeah, I would actually say the pro got in there early enough to see the building layout and maybe was like, my Zealot's not going to do anything. I'm going to skip it, and instead got the Goon, getting the Goon range up real fast. I'm expecting to early expansion from both players. The Goon does find this SCV trying to hide out, see what's going on. But unfortunately, going to pay with his life for that little bit of extra information. The pro does go down, doesn't have the money quite yet. Maybe this SCV can get out and see the Nexus time, that'd be nice. We'll see if he can
it's going to be tough to accomplish that. Yeah, I don't know. No, this is not my guy though.
Yeah, not gonna happen this time. But we got the machine shop going down for the factory, CC being started as well as the Nexus. So, you know, like what was it, the tasteless isms or whatever? I feel like this opening to a game happened so many times. It was so like I you gotta think of a creative way to talk about it, but like there really is nothing creative to talk about. Like it's a what's the upgrade gonna be from the add-on? It's like like whatever.
Well, I mean that is a question though. You got a point there. Is he going to go straight for Seek mode here? Is he going to get a second factory instead? There are options for Terran, but yeah, I will say one thing is he got this bunker like extremely late. I guess because he knew that Goon was chasing his CV, but I feel like if Protoss sent their Goon immediately when it was built, they could have actually kind of started creating some chaos. And you know what happens when those Goons just run into the Terran base? Like suddenly it starts to get out of control for Terran. But as it stands, he timed the bunker perfectly apparently because he knew this Goon would show up at exactly this moment. So now he's looking totally fine. Got the CC down for the bunker, which is nice for Terran here. And he's got a tank out already, so I don't think this Goon's going to be able to put any pressure on at all. Gate Robo coming up for the Protoss here. Okay, there goes that second gate. So probably just going to go into observers here.
Yeah, I think you back off here. You don't risk it. But we don't see an upgrade. We're not right away. Just kind of building the infrastructure. Get the tank count up first. Adding on the second gateway behind this as the Robo is just about to finish. And the third gateway as well. So we're expecting the observers. You're expecting a third base up soon for another Nexus over at the 9 o'clock maybe. Although I feel like sometimes like last week we saw some Reaver play. We saw some cool stuff. So you never know.
Look at this. Terran is going for an eBay and an Academy. I'm not sure if he's thinking DTs for some particular reason or he just wants to play extremely safe. I mean, sometimes you see an eBay, you immediately think, well, okay, he's going to go 2-base push because you just deny observers and then you come out. But this I'm not so sure about. Doubling on the detection there. You know, in case those DTs cloaked under Arbiters come out and he has to scan and have a turret. But yeah, I'm not sure what the idea is with this.
I mean, is a part of it just that it makes a wall so you can't dive the tanks?
Well, I mean, I guess, but then you could just be putting like a depot there or something in an SCV.
Yeah, I guess so, but I mean, more safety, never a bad thing, especially in preseason. Maybe a little bad ladder session got you thinking all weird and stuff. We are seeing the turret ring go up, and so we're seeing. I think it's more for anti-reaver kind of play, like just want to stop the shuttle, make sure you can't get any good things, less of a DT threat. So I don't mind it if you're gonna just build up here, but if you're gonna do stuff like this, what is this pylon?
Look at Protoss Natural. I'm just thinking that's a bit awkward for Goons to get out now. I mean, I guess they still can, but.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Definitely. Terran scans and sees the Protoss shame of that wall. But no vultures out at all right now, so this third going to go down completely uncontested. And yeah, Terran not extending off the map at all at the moment. He's just hiding his base. Right down to a factory. Maybe he will go for a 2-base push here. It will be a little bit delayed getting the Academy as well before all the factories, but that doesn't mean you have those scans to back it up, which is very strong. This Observer coming up here, but looks like he did expect Reaver, like you say. All his tanks are unsieged in the main right now. Oh, he doesn't even have siege mode, so of course all his tanks are siege. Look at this. The Observer finds the, like, honestly not too small gap to thread the needle and flies right in here. Sees at least 3 factories. I mean, that's already a lot of information. And there are a lot of turrets down here, but not quite enough.
Barely survives at 2 health, so gonna get all that information. Unfortunately, doesn't die, and it's parked in a pretty good location. But look at these Marines. Scan goes down, so the Observer does get killed off, but still seeing some of the info you're looking for. I like the way we saw this Terran like open up though, getting very conservative, like turret ring. I want to just make sure I get into things. I really wanted to see armories, like kind of plan for the late game if you're gonna play like that. But we are seeing a lot of factories go down, so I think it is just gonna be like you're saying, 2-base push, but a little bit delayed and maybe losing a little bit of the muscle behind it because of this extra safety from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree. Like, and I feel like Protoss should know what's up now. We see a Citadel and another gate coming down. He needs more gates than that, though. That's for sure. But I think he realizes because he has cut probes here. And yeah, I think he's on top of this. I'd like to see a shuttle as well. That's a very useful tool dealing with this. And yeah, just because you know what's coming doesn't mean you've defeated it, right? That's only half the battle.
Yeah, I mean, the Nexus does finish up, Forge and Cannon to help lock it off in case there's any kind of weird Vulture run bys or anything. I've gotta say both players doing a pretty good job with their worker production. Really gotta get into a pretty strong economy. And we're seeing these Vulture upgrades, these factories all finished up now, so you can really start grinding out all that production. Gateway's going on as well, so I think we're just gonna see a climactic battle a little bit later on, and I like if you see Protoss in this situation, all the high ground variation on this map, if you kind of slow things down, you take good positions to take some of these fights, I think you can deflect a 2-base push like this pretty easily, as long as you're control and you're pretty aware of what's happening.
Yeah, honestly, I like Protoss' position a lot more. I feel like he's just played cleaner so far. But I mean, Terran's coming out here, and every unit you pick off is a big deal, doing a lot of damage to one goon. Where's the others? Oh, they're all the way back here. Not taking use of that first ramp, which I think is a mistake. As you say, I think you need to abuse every ramp. But these tanks are extremely spread out, sieging in really not ideal positions, and these goons are going to take out 2 right away. Oh, Terran already off to a terrible start here, to be honest. Losing 2 tanks for 3 goons, that's not the trade you want when you're doing this kind of push.
Yeah, we just see T-Toss retreat. He's going right to that second pod. This is what I'm talking about. I think if you're ever going to push like this, you don't go through the high grounds. I think you go the other way.
Looks like Terran actually wants a 3rd base here. He's going out to 5-fact, gonna like threaten the push, and then get a 3rd. You know what? I think this works out reasonably for Terran because Protoss did cut probes completely. He's not taking anymore right now, so Terran actually is going to be in a fine position, I think. Well, or is he? Never mind. I thought he was just going to build that 3rd and pull back, but he is actually pushing across, and this is where it gets dangerous, because as soon as he loses this force, there's no way to hold this 12 block and build a CC there. Look at this, getting caught on siege again. The goon's stepping in, just doing a lot of damage already. Not targeting tanks right now. Mine going down, and good tank splash going down here. Protoss had a good engage to begin with, but now he's not pulling back, and a lot of goons are dying. Oh my gosh. I feel like Protoss just need to pick off 1 tank and pull back. It would have been the perfect engage. As it stands, he lost, like, how many goons? Like 10 goons for 1 tank there.
Yeah, I don't...
Terran just happy to reinforce.
Yeah, the end of that fight didn't look so good here. The Zealot Lights did just finish up. And I feel like if you can get some rounds of Zealots out, like, you could be in a pretty good spot here. These Observers see what's going on. It's not like there's a lot of mines in the way. It's not anything too crazy here. And I don't think Terran's committing to, like, closing this out. We've seen armory production. They haven't started that 3rd base up at the 12 o'clock we saw the SCV maybe get in position for. But we'll see.
Well, he had left and came down to support the push, apparently. So I think he's still intent to push into the Protoss natural. Well, losing a lot of vultures, honestly, laying mines, like he lost these 3 down the south before, and he can't afford to lose any units, diminishes his forces already. Now, where are the speed zealots? There they are. They're finally popped out. I believe Lex is done. Now, this is where it gets a bit more threatening for this Terran push, especially since there's, like, basically no vultures with this. He's going to reinforce with some just now, but there's mines very close to these tanks as well, so drag could go down. That could be critical in this position. That's just building up for now.
Yeah.
Ooh, losing another goon? No, not today.
I mean, a lot of Zealots being produced here, and I actually kind of like the angle we're in. I think you can get in a good spot here. You can get a nice engage, like, from both sides here. This little double, like,
here we go.
Like this.
He's going to go in now. So many speed zealots coming from the south. Mines do decent damage, but I don't think it's enough. That's a lot of speed zealots, but there's a lot of vultures available as well. And there's no mines on the back here. So many goons have already fallen. Looks like Terran's actually just going to completely melt this Protoss force. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah,
that was such a good engage for Terran.
Yeah, I think a big part of that was all those mines on the left side. They weren't cleared out.
Yeah.
They just kind of ran into them, lost way too many forces that you couldn't afford it at that point. And there's still a lot of Zealots being made behind this, so, you know, maybe something. But I think this gives Swampy the position they want to be in. They can keep pushing forward, maybe put some pressure on that 3rd or kind of go to the natural. I think you can pick a place to go for. We still haven't seen that other CC. Like, the armory got made, but I don't see upgrades happening, so still pretty dedicated to this attack. I think Terran's got to make something happen here or realize they got a plan for later in the game.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering, though, if Terran will win here, because he hasn't pushed into any critical position yet. He's just kind of out here near the 3rd, and he can't really get up that ramp very easily. So for now, Protoss is safe. But that said, Protoss did stop teching completely, so there's nothing else coming for Protoss, whereas technically Terran getting that +1 is kind of eventually progressing to a better game. And if he's able to somehow afford a 3rd CC while maintaining this position, this actually looks pretty good for Terran when Protoss has no tech at all. If Protoss had an Arbiter coming out, I would say this position's in a lot of risk for Terran, but since they don't, I think Terran can actually just kind of maintain this as kind of a semi-contained / threat to the Protoss.
I mean, honestly, like you mentioned before, I would just love to see a shuttle or 2 here. That's all you would really need, I think. You can go Gateway Man in this situation, but now this position from Wampy getting a little bit stronger, gets to move forward up to that 3rd base. They're going to start putting some pressure on here. See, he's only just the 1 cannon here. You don't have to be worried about that so much, I don't think. So we'll see how dedicated they want to be to pushing this, but T-Toss moving out with the goons doesn't have the Zealots with this, unfortunately. So he can't really push and try to do anything too crazy.
Well, I think the Zealots just held in reserve for when he decides to actually commit, but I mean, once that wall falls, I feel like Protoss just lose. Okay, here comes the Zealots. He's going to try and bust his position on the left. No, but the Zealots getting distracted and going right, hitting in mine unnecessarily, taking so much damage, being indecisive, and oh my god, there's so many mines there, but there's also so many Zealots. I think he has enough, and a big drag could go down here. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so he saves his 3rd for now. Will he be able to clean up all these tanks too? Suddenly there's no vultures here after that big drag.
Yeah, I
Bro,
like.
can Protoss actually bust through this? Oh, he pulls back.
I honestly just slowed down. You don't need to keep going crazy. You got a lot of gateways you can produce from. You see T-Toss has a good amount of money back behind us as well. Just slowing this down, easing the pressure on the third base while you're attacking up, because we did see the Stargate and Temple Archive get finished. So it's going to be a wild way to get to Arbiters, but still, maybe you can get Storm, maybe you can like get some of these other upgrades to kind of keep pushing forward here, where we see the Armory working on a weapons upgrade, but still no third base taken from Wampy, unfortunately. Very dedicated to this push to make this happen, and I feel like it's going to get harder and harder as time goes on to actually kind of push forward and close the deal on one of these bases.
I'm sorry about this, Dad. I just got a phone call, so I'm going to bow out for a minute. Go solo cast.
You got not a problem. Oh, so we see Wampy's going to keep moving in, though, sieging forward, trying to put pressure on that 9 o'clock base. The Vulture's going to move up. There's no more cannons here to help deflect it, but Pylon Wall just trying to slow things down here. There is that Forge up at the front, actually working on upgrades, so maybe you can shell that, get something done. Still a lot of reinforcements here, and finally CC looking like it's going to land at 12 o'clock, so there's that third base we're talking about. A couple Vultures managed to sneak in here. There's cannons to help protect the probes, but still, this could be a bad situation. But look at this army from T-Toss off to the side. He's got a little flank group up at the top. He's got a couple command groups below hand. So I think if he just waits for Wampy to move forward, try to get in a bad position, but he's going to move forward now. Decent amount of mines. We'll see if there's enough to break through. Getting distracted here, sending a couple zealots forward, clearing out a good amount of the mines. But look at this tank spread. Horizontal across 2 chokes like this. Even without the Vultures to help buffer it, that's going to be so hard to move through, and T-Toss losing units trying to. Not really focused, not really dedicated on getting this done. All the defense up at that base on the 9 o'clock, getting kind of taken out here, and here's the move. It's got to get the job done, coming from both sides. And the Dragoons up at the top immediately get killed off here. All the Dragoons actually are dead. A couple of the Zealots get through, but there's too many tanks. Unfortunately, T-Toss loses all of the main fighting force, and realize how much he lost because of the mines, and unfortunately does not say GG, but I think we know that was a GG. Little execution mistakes happen from everybody, but Wampy hold their ground. They get that good position in and takes a pretty convincing win, although I do wonder if that was just Protoss. Maybe they could have done a couple things differently to kind of shore that one up a little bit. Well, we got a little bit of time while Niblaim's on a phone call, so let's plug some stuff. I got time to shill. I love it. You know me. Casting. If you guys aren't in the Discord, if you're not paying attention to the official streams channel, we have had a cast this week already. Schemo, being a low-tier hero, is casting a bunch in the morning. I think that's more of an EU-friendly time slot. He's casted a couple groups, both early this morning and yesterday as well. Go on their channel, check out the VODs. Also, Serif and Packrat casted last night around 6 o'clock. They did some reasonably high-level play. The beginning was a fun little...
I say about that, I have returned.
It's all good. I'm in chill mode. You're good. Yeah, we had some fun little technical issues with Packer and Serif stream early on, so you get a little giggle at that. But then they got into their casting swing, and there's definitely some good games there. We got a match of the week tomorrow as well, 7 o'clock Eastern. And then Cold Warpgate is going to be casting on Thursday. He's also doing things at 7 o'clock Eastern. So a lot of that prime time America, we got a lot of casts moving forward. There's going to be more, I'm sure, as well, but that's all I got on the schedule at the moment. And there's more stuff to plug, but we're going to do that a little bit later. We got one more game in Group 49. I want to finish that up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you were like, I gotta go, walk away, and immediately the Protoss just like took a fight that was not very well advised.
Yeah, so what happened in the game? Yeah, I looked over, I saw Terran and won, but I didn't see what happened.
It was a little unfortunate. He attacked with one of the groups, but not both, and Wampy had this like dead horizontal line of tanks just past that little water like obstruction. So it's like mines were everywhere, so hard to get on it. He tried to do the flank from both sides, but the 5 or 6 guns up at the top immediately died as they moved forward, and it just wasn't enough force to break through.
You know, I think a shuttle would have been super beneficial there because he was extending over to the third where you can't actually build turrets, and there was no overrange yet. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute.
Yeah, I agree with you. But yeah, like you said, we got one more game. We can introduce the players in that top right in the pink purple Terran. That's Baggister. He's back for more. And in the bottom left, in the pale yellow, that's orangutan, but that is Persian Zerg.
Like I said, Persian Zerg ID is cursed after we lost that game, so see if we can win with this one. I mean, it didn't do too well against Protoss, did it? So we can only hope.
Yeah, I mean, we'll
so
see.
It's magenta, by the way. If you're wondering what to call that color in future.
No, no. I pick it too. It's just that the word was escaping my mind. I'm like, it's purple, it's pink. No, it's not.
Right.
But it's like, this is
well,
why
I feel like if you call it pink and someone is like, correcting you, you're probably like, I don't care. It's pink. It's a type of pink.
I mean, isn't it more of a type of purple?
Oh well, now we're getting subjective. Okay, so hey, he's not going for any kind of link-proof wall. Finally, the time's come. Although I don't know if it would even be possible at this natural, so probably he has no choice. I'm sure he wants to do it. I'm just like outside his window shaking my fists.
All right, so how's this one gonna go? Because it looks like we're seeing from Persian Zerg that 10 hatchery thing again.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Again, I don't think he's planning any kind of all-in with this. I think it's literally just because if you want to go 12 hatch, Terran could send an SCV early and block it, and that really screws up Zerg. Because last time he didn't go for any kind of link pressure, right? So I'm not expecting anything like that this time.
I guess so, but I still feel like this is pretty early, but I don't know the math behind this and how much this actually matters, So I like seeing just little changes like this. They do have effects on the game. It makes things look a little bit different. So Baxter sending that scout out, they're gonna see what's going on, and we'll see if there's any kind of reaction here. I think what we saw from them before though didn't look too like unusual, so we'll see if there is actually any kind of major change.
So
here.
last time we saw 1P just go for a normal eBay first right in response to this. He didn't even go Academy? Or did he go Academy first? I don't remember.
No, both games we saw, he went 5 racks plus 1 with the eBay before Academy.
Right, so maybe when you see 10 hatch, you don't have to worry about a lair tech timing too much, because honestly, if you go eBay first and it's a sharp 2 hatch muta timing, you're going to have a lot of trouble here. But he just sees the hatchery, he throws down the CC on high ground, maybe anticipating that this 10 hatch will be for some ling aggression. But for now, everything else is normal, and I think Zerg will just get a lair here. I'm looking at this, and I think Zerg's lair will be actually later than it normally would, because I don't think he was able to afford the pool of gas as early, compared to a 12 hatch, I mean. Well, we'll see what time it starts.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see that, but 6 lings are on the way, and unlike these other games, there's no link-proof wall. Like, there's an opportunity to get in here and get some damage done for sure.
Well, we'll see if he goes for link speed. It looks like it is going to be a lair. Where? There it is. Okay, so it is like 5 seconds later compared to a 12 hatch, interestingly, but that's a pretty minor difference. Oh, those lings just let him walk right past. Don't let him in the main. What are you doing? Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's so bad for Zerg. Now, it's not that much to see yet, but the fact that he knows it's a lair is very good intel for Zerg when he puts so much effort into denying this.
Yeah, definitely a little unfortunate. If the SUV tries to get out, maybe I think the plan last time was a Hydra den to get lurkers. So, like the scout gets killed off, you should be able to protect that. It does suck a little bit that the links didn't go straight across the map, punish this lack of a wall, this lack of a bunker, all these kind of things. There is that Hydra den behind it, and I'm already seeing a little bit. I think this game was played earlier or like later after the other ones because the Overlord wasn't so far forward it got sniped out by Marines.
Right, sure.
So,
by the way, yeah, you're right about 15cc not being punished here. Definitely, if you see 6 things, you don't build a bunker, so it can come across to do damage. But now there's enough Marines out. The CC is on a mission to the... Okay, no, it turned around. I was wondering where it was going. But I think there's enough Marines. I don't think Terran needs to be worried. He pulls a lot of SCVs, actually, but they'll be mining in a minute anyway, so no big deal. I think, yeah, Terran's totally fine here.
Yeah, there's definitely a window for something to happen, but didn't get it done. Wanted to really deny the scout, make that lurker a surprise, I guess, is what you're really looking for here. But the lurker aspect on the way, still droning behind this as well, so despite the early investment in the hatchery, making good use of the larva, looking like they're recovering on that pretty reasonably. And that eBay was first. It looks like the +1's starting right as the academy's finished, so we'll see how this actually pans out, but without that wall at the front to kind of poke around at, I don't know how much you can really get done with this 2-hatch lurker here. Seems like Terran's kind of comfortable just setting up.
Well, last time we saw Zerg just going for a third base, didn't try and attack, but I think if you get a lot of lings and just like, oh, hang on, these lings are going in here first, the Marine's going to deny that. You're going to kill those off pretty easily, actually. 1 Marine not worth 6 lings, definitely not. But as I was saying, if you attack with your first like 5 lurkers or whatever immediately at the front, you have a lot more chance to get something done. I feel than trying to sit back and take a third. We saw, I mean, even though he won that game eventually, it wasn't really working out for Zerg. Terran was able to break him. It's just that the counterattack was so deadly. But where are the Hydras? Where are the Hydras? I don't see any on the map right now. Just morphing.
Yeah,
that's a bit of a mistake because you want to get them in forward positions so you can morph near the Terran base.
Well, I mean, that's what you're used to seeing, but maybe with this like early hatchery, you can't actually afford to do that. Maybe the economy is a little bit different than what you would normally see from a 2-hatch Hydra kind of play, a 2-hatch lurker. But we did see 2 scans go down, so the tech is revealed, but that is 2 scans used to confirm it because they scanned both the natural and the main. So, I mean, I still think you're feeling pretty comfortable here. The eBay is done so you can make your detection. You got the turret up at the front. Adding on more racks behind this now, and we're seeing from Persians are going to immediately rush to this Queen's Nest. So it's going to be just rushing towards Defiler, hoping to get done with Dark Swarm. And we saw how that went last game. I'm not really super sure on it. And here's that drone over to the 9 o'clock, taking the 3rd base. So this does look like kind of the set plan we're seeing from Persian Zerg, but definitely a little bit of an unusual one.
As already expressed, I'm really not a fan of this kind of play, but we'll see if he can make it work. But look, I predict once again that Terran will be able to bust somewhere, but maybe we'll see the same kind of thing with counterattack. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Like you say, he did use those scans. That's a resource he needs to move out on the map. But they've recovered 1 scan each now. It depends how brave Terran is, right? If you want to try to move in against hold lurkers or not. I mean, he went straight up to 4 racks, so I think he's saying, okay, I can deal with lurkers and bio. I got this, and here we go. He scans immediately. He knows that's going to be there. Zerg not even bothering to hold, but he pulls back after seeing only 1 lurker. I think that's a mistake. He could have picked that off before the others could have burrowed, but now he's definitely locked into his base. He won't be able to move out until siege tanks, and there is no factory.
Yeah, definitely.
Was Zerg going to try this? I don't know about this. Ooh.
Once in detection range, pulls out, does stay alive, gets a couple kills here, loses a decent amount of health for it, and there's a lot of lanes being made behind this, being rallied as well. But with the hive not even done, it's not like you have a defiler on the way. It's not like you're getting ready for something like that. So I'm not really sure how I like this. The factory being made low ground by the natural. That's not the place you usually see it. So that's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Zerg's trying to have his cake and eat it too by expanding and putting on the pressure here. Don't you think?
I mean, it feels maybe it's like he's just trying to use the contain to
Wait,
buy
he doesn't
time.
have link speed. He doesn't have link speed, by the way.
No, he does not. Ooh, God, you get a hive without link speed. You have to choose which upgrade to get first. No.
Yeah, I like the fact this factory's on the low ground. I mean, that's I feel like that's quite good for like kind of getting these tanks out here quicker. But the problem is if Zerg is able to bust the natural, and there's definitely situations where Zerg takes control of the natural, but you still have the main and you still win the game. But if that happens and the factory's down there, it's a bit more awkward for sure. But yeah, Terran's going to be wasting so much time here because, like I said, he failed to push back that single lurker before Zerg strengthened the contain, and now, I mean, you could try and get out here, but it would be very messy, I think. But going for 4 barracks, I feel like you're saying, like, okay, I can do it with bio, I don't need to wait for a tank. Like, you're kind of committed if you go 4 barracks, but unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it with bio. It doesn't look like he's going to try it. Now, this is very interesting. There's an armory coming up here. I'm not really sure what the plan is with that. Is he going to go for a mech switch here? I'm not sure what he's thinking.
Well, I mean, he's also adding on another eBay behind this as well. So, is there a critical like siege mode upgrade that kind of helps out with something?
No, there is not. So I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure of what we're actually seeing here though. But there was a scan. He does know the timing of that Zerg 3rd base. He's scanning like basically right at completion here. So I think maybe feeling comfortable that's like you didn't rush to a 3rd base. Maybe your economy's not that great. As long as I'm like holed up, it's gonna be hard for you to like press in and attack. If we're seeing more barracks getting added on back at home as well, having the ability to get all these upgrades and now the starport finish, working on that control tower. I mean, it could be like what we saw the one time, using drops to kind of put some aggression on while you're being very defensive. That could easily work out well. Or just working towards getting those vessels so you have the mobile detection to kind of get some of this stuff out of your face.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing is, Zerg is well progressed, though, in their tech. Consumers already on the way, and I feel like Terran is really on the ropes here. Honestly, he has enough bio that 3 lurkers aren't threatening. That 4th one is too far away to really help. He could actually stim in and break through this. It would be messy, but I think that's what he needs to do, or else he's going to get Swarm coming and killing him. Look, this Defiler is moving on up. He hasn't scanned these lurkers yet. Time is running out. The game might end right here. Terran is so much trouble right now. Where's the consume? Is it not done? Oh, it's done. What's he waiting for?
These siege tanks are trying to get in. They kill off one of the lurkers here. And we'll see. Consumes going down now, so this could be the opportunity we're going for here. But this is pretty committed, though, from the Zerg. 18 drones left back at home. This has to do some damage, but definitely has the opportunity to do so.
Oh, it will.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure of it.
Well, here we go.
We are
There's
seeing...
only 3 lurkers, though, so you need the lurkers to tank.
It's still slow links, too. They're about to get speed, but that means they don't have the attack upgrade. Here comes that first
Hey,
swarm,
slow links still give you 50 energy a pop. Oh no, they got speed now. But yeah, Terran actually just can't do anything against this. 1 tank is not enough. And there's 3 defilers, so there's no chance of Irradiate stopping this. Although he did lose all the links, so he didn't have any more for consume, which is a bit of a misplay. If he was able to just consume more and keep going, he could just go straight up that ramp and that's it. But as it stands, what's he going to consume? An Overlord or another defiler? I don't know what Zerg is waiting for though. That swarm's going to run out if he takes too long. Oh my gosh. Zerg, what are you doing?
Yeah, a little bit of fumbled execution here. Bought time Irradiate just finishing up now. So I think there's an opportunity to get a little more defense here, but this another swarm goes down. Maybe they can put some pressure here. It's forcing the mining to stop at the natural. So at least getting some value done here, but still, this Terran, like, I don't think they're feeling that much of a sweat about this. I don't know if that's armory,
Well,
maybe
if I'm Terran here, I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, make it stop. I think Terran is going to die, to be honest. I don't see what he can do, because he has no way of dealing with this. He has no firebats coming out. His Irradiate, like, he's not even done yet, and he only got 1 vessel. And there's 4 defilers here. 6 defilers here. There's no way you're going to stop this. Like, there's just nothing Terran can do, I don't think.
Well, Irradiate is done. Irradiate is done.
Yeah, good luck. 6 defilers.
Yeah,
what are you going to do there? Oh no, one of my 6 defilers. Whatever shall I do? Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, though.
Where's the swarm? What is Hydra's even doing?
I think he's really
well.
He's investing a lot of the swarms down here on the bottom instead of moving up towards the production. So, I mean,
the defilers are just blocking the ramp.
Oh my god! It consumes the Overlord. I think he knows he's won at this point. He's just styling on him. Although if he doesn't get up here, I mean, Terran can still come back. I'm not sure why I went right here instead of going up and running that production would probably lead to a win. But he has energy for another swarm. He's very hesitant here. I feel like there's nothing to wait for. These defilers are getting picked off, and I say that you're never going to get for all these, but he's down to only 3, and he's not going up that ramp still. Okay, there we go. There's the swarm he needed. The defilers are actually in the way right now.
Well, I see it. There's an Ultra Cavern on the way with 17 drones and like no money. I don't feel like that's the tech you're going for.
Well, if the game goes long enough to see Ultra, Zerg did something wrong here, because this swarm is getting on top of this barracks now, and the CC's not too far away either. You know, it's scenarios like this I like to see a Queen just infest that CC, get the Terran out of the game, because like, what can he do here? He's not even producing from these barracks anymore, lifting all of them. Oh, you know when you're lifting your barracks, the game is not going well. Consuming Hydras, he's consuming anything but Zerglings here. And the swarm train continues.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you want the Zerglings? They can attack under the swarm. Isn't that kind of
true? That's true, actually. The Hydras are the least useful unit in this case. That's true. But yeah, now the CC's in range. Terran can't do anything. GG, well played. I mean, against those lurkers, you got to get some space on that before the fires are out. Man, look at those SCVs. You seeing that?
Yeah.
I want this game to go like 3 more seconds. Oh my god.
That would have been nice, but unfortunately, we're not going to see that. But you know what? We're seeing the power of defilers. On that on that tier list, S tier, you heard Artosis, he agrees. He knows it's ridiculous. Right. They're just brutal units.
Course. Well, I do think they're the best spellcaster in the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, honestly, they're the best unit in the game in my mind. I know Zerglings are amazing.
Don't too much, all right?
Well, no, I just think they are. That's like.
Yeah. Well, let's not discuss unit about too much. That tends to derail the cast, don't you think?
Well, before we get started in Group 50, I am going to derail the cast just for a minute. Not about the tier list stuff, but I got some things to make sure that everyone knows about if you're hanging out. Guys, we love that you guys love hanging out with us and checking out the cast. We got another one tomorrow, so again, same time, 7 o'clock Eastern. But this weekend's got the cast you really want to watch. On July 3rd, 1 in the afternoon, that's going to be the Coach Show match with me and Cold Warp Games. We got a lot of good games lined up for you. It's going to be a great time. So, be there. It'll be in the Discord. You can follow the channel, get the notifications about it too. And on July 4th, a normal day for everybody. If you're in America, we're doing it early, so you can still go to your barbecues. You can still have a good time. but we're doing the team reveal stream. That's going to be with Age, it's going to be with me, it's going to be with Stromcarl, and probably maybe some other people too, like, just CPL staff talking about the league, talking about what's going on for CPL 7, revealing teams, maybe revealing the maps we're going to play on, maybe just, having a great time, as we always do. Those are always super fun to watch, so make sure you check that out. It's July 4th, I believe it's starting at noon. So those are in the announcements. If you don't want to just remember it with your ears, in the announcement channel on CPL, you can see all that information. Also, some plugs for some coaches taking some free time out of their day to do some nice little Discord lessons. They're just be like, hey, I'm coaching. Come on in. Get in the mix. This is where you get to put some coaches in your memory. Be like, oh, if I hope this guy's on my team, that'd be cool. Check it out, though. You're going to have some stuff for everybody. I know Keen did one. Pato's did one today, I believe. And I think we had Dengarg doing one earlier as well. So keep an eye on that. It's a great time. If you like what we're doing, there is a subscribe button. There is a Ko-fi link. There's all these things. It pays for great things like updated graphics for CPL 7, which we still haven't quite figured out yet. So, maybe if you donate, it'll get figured out a little bit faster if you want to see some fresh new looks.
Oh, that's right. If you're tired of this overlay, get your wallet out.
Oh, this overlay is sick. I'm never going to get tired of this overlay. Did you see that?
True, it does say 6 on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we can fix that if we have to. It's no big deal. So, I think with that, though...
Oh, wait, is this our way of getting back at Europeans? Like, the European team won last CPL, so now we're going to put the team reveal on July 4th, try and give the American team some luck so they can actually come in and win.
I mean, isn't it the exact opposite, picking the only day that America would be like, but
true.
I'm busy.
True.
So that's why we're doing it a little bit early, so that make sure that as many people can watch as possible. America should be fine. It should be late for Australia, but not unreasonable. It's good for Europe, so everyone can check out that stream. It's going to be a good time.
All right, excellent.
Yep.
Alas, in Australia, it'll be on Sunday, and that's when I'm working, so I won't be able to watch it. But it sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, you'll know what team you're on eventually anyway. No big deal.
That's right. What do you mean I don't get to handpick all the best players for my own team? What's the point of being a CPL staff member if you can't even get corruption perks?
I mean, maybe you already did. Maybe you're just trying to throw the red herring out about it. But you know what?
That's right.
Yeah, you can figure that out. You can allude to whatever you want later. We got Star Group 50 games. In the top right, in the red pros, it's Flow QQ. I know that's an AK. I'll look it up shortly. And in the bottom,
it's Armada.
Yeah, I know they're both AKAs. That's all I was gonna do shortly.
Okay,
sorry. But in the bottom, right, in that pale green, it's DST Napoleon. And yes, you're correct. That is Armada. It's also Royal Blue.
So this is a match. These are one of the best two players. One of two of the best two players in CPL. Definitely. Armada, a long-time Protoss player in CPL for sure, and Royal Blue obviously has been at it for a while with Terran. So I'm very excited to see what happens in this match. Now, I can't help but notice, once again, we're hosting the BSL version of Eclipse. BSL's cool, but when are we getting the CPL version of Eclipse?
When are you making it?
Hey, I don't know how to make maps.
I know how to do like triggers and stuff, but map making, I don't know. I can like scroll out some stuff with tiles, but it's not going to look very good.
I mean, it looked better than what I can do. Listen, I still maintain I only do one thing for this league, and I talk like an idiot sometimes for entertainment value. Like someone's got to do it. It might as well be me.
Yeah, for sure. So it is going to be TVP here on Eclipse, right? Napoleon, or I should say Royal Blue. He used to go by Napoleon in the Discord too, right? He wasn't always Royal Blue, but anyway,
I've always known
he's going for
Royal
this
Blue.
wall here. He's going for this wall here, and Eclipse, proxies can be very strong. And I will say, from what I've seen of Armada, he often goes for a Zealot early, not with proxy per se, but just like a Zealot core or something from his base. So I think it's not a bad move coming out from Royal Blue. He may be going for something sneaky behind his wall, but we'll just have to wait and see. But about Armada, his playstyle definitely tends to revolve around a late carrier switch, or sometimes a lot of like 2-base ARB style play, late game DT use, all those kind of things come in. So he's a very distinctive player, and very strong as well.
Well, I'll have to really pay attention to this. Maybe start messaging him up a little bit, because I feel like that's the kind of stuff I've been trying to work into my game too. It's just a little bit unique enough. It's a good time to do it. So
he's
this is
doing
bold.
the Protoss gasless expand. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
He's got
love
gate
it.
pile on the next.
I don't love it.
Oh, no, yeah, I quite like it. I think it's pretty good. Because you're not gonna like die so easily to like an 8 racks or anything. You can't punish it like you can Nexus first. And you get this Nexus up really fast. Although that said, he didn't even scout, so I'm kind of questioning why you just go Nexus first then if you're going to do this. Like, if you build the pile on the gate and you scout, you see, okay, he's doing normal, then you run the Nexus, sure. But if you're not going to scout, like, honestly, why not just do Nexus first? But anyway, I should have mentioned Armada definitely goes Nexus first some of the time as well. Anyway, this Zealot's out. This SCV sees everything, and of course, we're like, well, why did I bother with this wall right now? Because Protoss not going to put any pressure on.
Yeah, like that's more of my thoughts. Like if you're gonna do something like this, I'd rather see Nexus first. It makes a lot more sense to me personally. Now we are just seeing a factory pulled guys off the gas. It seems like Royal Blue's gonna eat the disadvantage they have here and go for that early expansion instead. Would it have been reasonable to just like go to fact? We're going. Like, would you be able to punish this in time, especially since it wasn't Nexus first?
I don't think it's very strong against this. No, I don't think it's very strong against this because Protoss is going to have like a second gate pretty fast if he wants it. We'll see if Armada throws that down. I guess it depends what Protoss goes for follow-up. We do see it's a very late scout. But look, he's setting some Marines across the map, but you can see this just isn't going to work because, well, okay, never mind. The Zealot's on move command, so maybe it is going to work. I was going to say, it's just not going to work because one Zealot can kind of bully 3 Marines long enough.
Well, he's bringing the boys.
Zealot took a lot of free damage. See, I don't know about this because this is not Nexus first. This is Protoss gasless, I guess. It's probably a better name for it. It's not like Protoss is delaying their Goon that much. It's going to be out before the bunker is up, like guaranteed, I think. And Goon range is not too far behind him. It takes a while though. Look at that shield battery going up. I think that's a great call here. Zealot returning home as well. Armada's on top of this. He knows what's going on here. We'll see if Royal Blue can make something happen. Those SCVs really want that Zealot.
Yeah, I actually kind of wonder. There's no blocking the ramp. Maybe try to go into main instead, get away from the shield battery, but. I like you can see that first Dragoon's here. Here's a Vulture to try to help out, but with that Dragoon here, although the micro's not particularly great, it's like not kiting away from everything, but still it's enough to take away all these Marines. This bunker is going up, but there's no Marines to support it anymore. This attempt at doing some aggression here costs some Marines. It costs mining time off a lot of stuff when you're already behind economically. At least the CC is going down, but I feel like this situation for Royal Blue is going to be very hard to play out of. You know, be curious to see what he tries to do from here.
Yeah, as you can see, you can't treat this like Nexus first. Like, that kind of push is not going to happen against this build. And he didn't even pull probes, by the way. He did cut probes, though, so the work count actually even right now, surprisingly. The thing is, Armada with 2 Nexuses should be able to pull ahead if he actually uses his second Nexus to produce, which is not right now. Although, that said, maybe he's just going in with a bunch of goons. And, you know, actually, Terran's going to have a hell of a time defending now because his siege mode is going to be out for a long time. Going for mines here, but if Protoss comes across right now, I feel like he could put a lot of pressure on the bunker. Hesitant here, expecting mines already, I think. Sees that Vulture. But I think he's going to send the Zealot. Oh, honestly, I feel like it's a mistake if Armada doesn't come across the map right now because he is cutting probes big time. Okay, he just started production again.
Yeah, I mean, Robo's on the way and Dragoon Range just finished up, maybe waiting for some of these more critical upgrades before moving out. Maybe wants that safety of an observer, knowing that there was a dedicated push that went forward. He deflected it without any real losses. So you don't have to be aggressive here. You don't have to be risking anything. So while there is definitely an opportunity to get something done, I could see why you would just kind of just be cautious instead. But we're seeing a Citadel on the way, adding on a Forge as well. And I like this from Royal Blue, going for an armory, being like, I've got to get there in the late game. I'm not going to do it anytime soon. So you might as well go for upgrades and kind of build up for a later army.
Definitely. Because Zealot coming over here looking for the third mine, but there is no mine. There's a Vulture that needs to be microed, though. Oh, I don't know about laying the mine. Just kill him. As Day9 said, as the great man once said, just go kill him. There you go. Sometimes your names be too fancy. And yeah, but we'll delay the third for a little bit. Another Zealot being sent. I don't know why Armada just does not want to use these goons of his. They are just not allowed, I guess.
The only thing I can think of is that he's worried about maybe a Vulture run by doing some counterattack damage, right? The only thing that's like really,
by the way.
It seems that way with the Stargate on the way, with no weapons upgrades going through, and there's that Temple Archive. So, yeah, seems pretty committed here. That second gas timing at the natural did look a little bit early to me, so I wasn't thinking much of it. But for 2-base Arbiter, definitely makes a lot of sense. Start banking up that stuff as early as you can, because you're gonna need every drop of it you can get.
Definitely. Although that said, he had 2 on gas in the main for a bit. He's corrected it now, but he's probably missing that gas already. But yeah, I quite like this as a follow-up because if Terran is thinking, okay, well, I'm behind, let me just try a two-base push, that will be very effective against it, I think. Normally, in a normal game, two-base arb, I would say there's a timing where a two-base push can kill you, but given Terran's like a bit behind, it actually becomes really strong because Terran's not going to quite get there and your arb will be out and then you just have a really good advantage. So I'm liking Armada's play so far in this game. And Royal Blue, I mean, he has a hill to climb, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's reasonable though, and we are seeing Armada step on the map once he has that Observer, wants to start clearing out mines, not like fall into any kind of big critical mistake like we saw in some of these other games where mines did way more damage to goons than you would ever reasonably expect. But just right across the map, mines didn't slow down everything. It's 6 range goons here, and if you look back, like there's some tanks, but they're not sieged. They're not really going to be able to do anything too bad. There is a wall here, but
mode?
I don't
He
think
doesn't
so.
have siege mode. It's
I
not
don't
even
think so.
researching. Well, with a bunker there, actually, he can probably hold on. I mean, it just becomes a bit awkward, as you can see. Armada trying to bait out the tanks. If he can pick off a tank or two, that would be a great deal, but how many goons would he lose doing it, right? So it's not quite doable for Protoss. You see no siege mode, and you're like, oh, I want it, but with 5 tanks out already, and already 2 more on the way, he's going to be fine here. As you said, Terran really going for a pretty defensive style here, just going double tank production, but he needs siege mode. Has not started. I am quite concerned.
Yeah, hopefully that's not one of those. Oh man, I thought I researched this ages ago. Is Vulture trying to get in at that 12 o'clock base, but there's a pylon wall and a can, or no can, just full on pylons. But you can see a couple goons going to be able to sway that off. So, you know, going to be able to be in a decent spot. Observers in the base, going to see what's going on, but a little too far south, doesn't see a bunch of factories getting added on. So I think we are gearing up for a nice later on Protoss push, maybe a little +2, +1 kind of action. I'm not really sure. Maybe just a regular old +1 push, but we'll see what it ends up being. But with the Arbiter already in production, I think Armada's like kind of living easy here. Nothing to worry about too much, and it's going to have all the tech you're really looking for reasonably soon.
Yeah, I'm not so sure either what Terran can do from here. I mean, the problem is once Protoss has a couple of arbs out with stasis, moving out becomes exponentially harder. It's not like he can really a huge army on 2 bases only. Adding the 6 more factories now, sorry, 4 more factories going up to 6 now. Maybe if he can skewer the 3rd before the arbs are ready, and then he just doubles down on defense and waits for Protoss to make a move. I don't know. It just looks very tough for Terran. Does he still not have siege mode? Right?
He just started it right now, so no, he did not have it for a significant amount of time.
Wow. I mean, it's just as well Protoss didn't just go Gateway Man and come with a bunch of speed zealots. I mean, okay, maybe Royal Blue is actually just going to try and kill him here. I'm thinking up to 6 factories here. I mean, you can still expand with this. Don't think you can't just power up and then expand a bit later, especially when you're in the situation you're behind. But he could also just be trying to come across the map and kill him. Now, that is very tough on this map. Did Armada actually get Zealot speed? Because, oh, it's on the way. Okay.
Yeah, it's on the way currently right now. That's why he hasn't even added on Zealots yet. Has a lot of Dragoons made. It's going to be very hard to push out here. But here comes that move right before the reinforcement Zealots are going to get there. And they're not going towards that high ground area. Yeah, they're going to move. Siege was about to finish. It's not done yet. It's almost done, but it's real close. But we're going to take that first engage. It's, Vulture's help buffering. It's going to be hard to move through. There's no Zealots to help out here. Retreating to the high ground, using whatever terrain advantage they can. There's that giant siege. And you can see Armada doesn't want to force their way through this one. They're going to back off here and just slow down this push from Royal Blue. But still, killing off some of those Vultures. I think a couple tanks got picked off as well. And you can just kind of slow things down here as the Arbiter's on the map and it's building up energy for the stasis that is nearing completion, but actually getting the stasis energy is still a little bit off.
Armada's pulling back here because I would have said a big problem Terran has is he can't prevent the counterattack if he pushes north here. He has to either deal with the ramps or have a big counterattack opportunity. But Armada kind of just lets him get away with it and pulls back. But with this Arbiter here, maybe he doesn't care. He can really abuse the cloak when you only have scans for detection. Protoss can actually really mess with you there. And look at that, already this engage going to go Protoss' way because he gets in close before there's any detection. And like just like that, you can see the advantage the Arbiter has even without any spells to cast. Although the tank's doing a lot of damage, the Zealot's not really getting on top here, but the scan runs out. And again, the tanks go idle for a second. That's all it takes to give Protoss the advantage in this fight. And I think he's going to clean up a lot of tanks here, if not all of them. It looks like he will finish this off.
Yeah, I thought maybe there was a chance here with the Zealots being trapped behind the goons in that little chokeway that he managed to not get through. That fight could have gone so much better for Armada if that ended up happening. And look at Royal Blue's flood of reinforcements Vultures, but the tanks are all gone at this point. And you can see the Arbiter is there, it's banking up energy, so now there is a stasis, but giant Vulture counterattack trying to go through. There's lots of Zealots to clog up the lane, so not going to be able to get into base to do anything too crazy.
There's a lot of Vultures, yeah. Oh, the Zealot's getting on top of them. Will they get a drag? Oh! Takes out a lot of vultures there. Oh my gosh. And this is like all of Royal Blue's remaining army, basically. Oh, I think 2 remain. 2 will return home, tell the tale. GG. Or maybe they won't. I guess none.
Well, the replay is here. We could tell the tale. Like it's okay. We got your back.
That's true. That's true. We're like the gods watching from above the struggles of mortal men.
Yeah, I can't say I like that attacker we saw from Royal Blue though, pulling the boys. That feels like a very StarCraft 2 kind of like snap decision you make, but there it seemed a little ill-advised. Well,
as I said, I think he was treating it like Nexus first when it's not Nexus first, and that kind of push cannot work against Nexus first. And on Eclipse, it's a bit tricky because the rush distance is a few seconds longer, and it is quite knife's edge that push, like getting the bunker up before the goon comes out, getting the vulture there ASAP. So yeah, I'm not sure I like the response. Now about Armada's opening. Just before we start, I want to say maybe the reason he doesn't go for Nexus first is not because he's worried about the early push, more because of the follow-up. Because with that gasless expand versus Nexus first, the Observer is considerably faster. So Terran can't rely on mines as much in the follow-up, or if it's Nexus first, you can really have Terran play a very like vulture-oriented early game, and maybe Armada just doesn't want to deal with that, so maybe that's why he prefers that build.
It's quite possible. That would make some sense. It's just interesting to see something I feel like I don't see very often, and I mean, it worked out fine, so I'm not like criticizing it. Obviously, Armada knows much more than I do at this game. It's just interesting to see something different, and it looked pretty reasonably strong. But we got that second game moving on. In the top right, in the orange Zerg, it's TT Kinetic. And in the bottom left, in the red Zerg, it's Ash Return, the literal hero of CPL. This guy is... Just say thanks to Return next time you see him. Seriously.
Thank you, Return. But they're saying they can both see the entire minimap. That seems worrying. It's a feature in SB. What's SB?
Shield Battery?
Shield Battery. Oh, they're playing on Shield Battery? Oh, cool. That's cool. So they can see the like layout of the map. That is pretty cool. Now I want to play Shield Battery. Well, I mean, if Blizzard doesn't fix their shit, then maybe we'll all be playing Shield Battery by next season. We'll see. So Kinetic, by the way, is a fellow Australian, so naturally I have to root for him. So
you're not
Return, but other than
you're
that,
not rooting for a Return. Huh? Oh God, you're a monster.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He has to be the villain. TT Kinetic's Australian. So what choice do I have? So ZVZ, by the way, coming up here. So very intense short game, probably.
I mean, usually the case, but I mean, sometimes if you get in that spot where you gotta be a little bit defensive, or if you just luck into doing the same build, it becomes hard to actually like force the way through. Like one easy mistake can open a big door, but if neither player can really kind of force that to happen, although we are seeing an interesting build, it looks like Return's gonna go hatchery first on 10, but not in the main, so gonna be able to get that access to the second gas quite early. But usually I would see this and think Ling, so I don't know if I love it. We'll see how it actually plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it really matters that much that it's a bit right along the rush distance, honestly. Like the difference in builds between 12 hatch and 12 pool as far as meter timing goes is going to be enough that Return will definitely have an option to come in if Ling all in.
Well, no, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the distance or anything like that. It's having that second hatchery away from your main harder to defend, especially with that ridge for the mutas by the natural. I feel like this might be a little bit riskier to like try to be greedy for that second gas so fast.
Well, here's the problem: if you build a 12 hatch in your base and your opponent builds a 12 hatch at the natural, they just win because all they need to do is like match you for links until mutas are out. Then they just have 2 gas and you can't do anything because those make a billion scourge. Whereas against anything but 9 pool, it's fine to have it in the natural because you'll have drones to defend a little bit before links pop out. Just to buy a tiny bit of time, and you're fine. Even versus 9 pool, you can potentially survive, especially like I was saying, with the rush distance very slightly longer here. I think putting it in the natural makes sense. If you want to do like a 10 hatch, I think it makes a little bit more sense to put it in the natural because in the main rather, because no matter what, you're kind of going, okay, I'm going to hit you with lings. Hopefully the game will end before I get to that second gas. So I think it's fine. I think it's a fine move.
I mean, we'll see how it ends up going. Kinetic did open 12 pool and then got a hatchery behind it, getting ling speed first, so they're going to have a lot of good lings pretty quickly here. And like that, once that larva kicks in, they're going to be able to catch up. Return also getting a fast link speed, but their hatchery is already done, so going to be able to start catching up there. So I would say so far things look a little bit better for Return, but who's going to have that first access to the extra gas, like who's going to actually work towards lair. And considering Return's not mining gas anymore, they seem pretty committed on all these links. And now I'm going back to my thought: why is this at the natural?
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. He didn't know what build his opponent was going to go. If his opponent went for a 12 hatch as well, we probably wouldn't see him cutting off gas here. Probably see him just playing for lead. But since his opponent went for a 12 pool, he's saying, okay, I know I can produce more lings than you. I'm just going to double down ling production, and I will have enough to kill you. That's what he's hoping here.
But hoping. Like, there was no scout to confirm any of the things. The Overlord just got there now.
What do you mean? He has an Overlord.
Yeah, but he just got there. Like, you wouldn't know the time between 12 hatch or whatever at this point.
Yeah, he did. He saw the hatch when it wasn't finished. Excuse me, what group is this? Like group 50?
Yeah.
You got to give these players some credit. They know the timings, all right? When he got there, the hatchery wasn't quite finished, so I think he knows. I'm assuming that AstroTurn knows what he's doing, all right? I think he
made the choice to stop mining gas before it was scouted. He made that choice blind. Yes.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought he was saying like he didn't see the hatch finished. Well, I guess he was always going to do this then. Yeah, okay. Well, you got a point. Okay, hang on though. If you build the 12 hatch in the main, doesn't your opponent just go, oh, well, he must be going all in, and they know, and that's all they have to defend against?
I mean,
now,
it's interesting. It's just interesting.
Kinetic doesn't actually know. Yeah, he has that flexibility still to kind of threat Kinetic. Kinetic getting this sunken, I guess, does know. I guess he saw like no drone at the net or something. I'm not sure. But he seems to be on top of this. No Spire coming up yet.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't have the money. He's investing in a lot of lanes. He's investing in that creep colony, and he does have the Overlord by Return's natural. So he sees how much is being made here. And Return says he's still not mining gas. He's very committed to these lanes. So he's going to need the larva. He's going to need to be able to make a lot of them. But I think at some point you should probably get back on the gas. I'm not sure, because this has to work here. Here comes that attack from Return going in. You see some links blocking things off. That Sunken doing a lot of work behind this. Kinetic has the better concave here. Return trying to force their way through. There's so many lings, though, going back and forth.
I think Return has it.
Oh, he managed to get in the main. That's what we're looking for here. No defense in the main here. Finds that Spire. If he could take that out, that'd be great. But even just getting some drone kills right now would be plenty worth it. Does manage to get enough to be
he has to kill the Spire, though. Because as you say, there's no follow-up. He does cancel it. Okay, that's pretty huge. Now there's time for a second wave, and with this third hatch coming up, Return's going to have so many links here. Continue to put the pressure on. Well, there's a lot of links left for Kinetic, though, going to clean this up. And, the Sunken still being alive at the natural provides a pretty good defensive advantage. So, I guess Kinetic's alive for now, or is he? That Sunken takes so much damage here, links coming down, trying to save it.
Is he going to kill it? Oh, it barely lives, but here come more links. Well, a lot more from Kinetic behind it. Does kill the Sunken, but at what cost? A lot of links do pop forward here. And you can see Returns trying to make more links in the middle of the map. The Overlord's in the main. Notice that there's no Spire on the way. But still, both sides taking some pretty big damage here. It's going to be about positioning, and Return right now has to be careful. Takes a worse fight. Kinetic gets a big surround, wins that lane war very, very easily. But if you look at how things are going...
Yeah, the thing is...
No, go ahead.
Return has superior Zergling production, but the problem is he's taking these little piecemeal fights. Like you say, he sacrificed so many links to kill that Sunken, which, it was not actually cost effective. Kinetic's just going to make another one. It's only 175 minerals, and in particular, it's only one lava, right? So... AstroTurn, I don't know, he needs to build up for a massive force and striking again. Luckily for him, no Spire has been rebuilt yet because Kinetic's on the ropes. So he has time, but he really needs to, concentrate his force, I feel. He's going.
I actually, we're seeing some, this is a game in a weird spot. I'm very surprised here. We're seeing Kinetic. He looks like he's really turtling up, trying to build some more buildings, make it hard to get to these Sunken so you can establish this defense better. But you can see, Kinetic still hasn't started the Spire, has 900 gas in the bank that has not been used. It's a lot of resources that could have been used in some of these static defense buildings into some more links. And Return's getting a lot of links together, looking for that next attack here. But I think if Kinetic could block off that ramp, these buildings could definitely help out a lot. Here comes that next engage. And again, Kinetic's going to try to get the best concave in hand with two Sunkens here and these buildings in the way. There's a lot of links for Return, but look at the defense. It's actually doing a lot of damage. Return losing a lot here, trying the best he can. And more links get back in that main, but he lost a lot just trying to force that to happen. A couple more links coming in, but the two Sunkens are going to be able to stop that. Kinetic defends that pretty easily, and Return, he's trying to force it to happen, but Kinetic's defending it pretty well, all things considered.
Well, he is stalling Kinetic. He's unable to spend the resources on a Spire because he needs absolutely everything to defend. Although he just built 4 drones. That might be his downfall here because we see a considerable number of Zerglings still popping here, and they're going to come across the map and attack again. I don't know. It's looking kind of dicey for Kinetic, to be honest. He barely held that last one, but he did hold it beautifully. this next wave might be very dangerous. Where do these lings keep going to the top of the map? I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm not 100% sure why the rally's up there. Maybe some kind of misrally or something. Return's adding on a couple drones behind us too. Now the attempt to get that second Spire up again. On the way here with a lot of gas banked up. Kinetic not mining from gas anymore. We'll see if he can get this one finished off here. Return has a lot of lings being made, but I think Kinetic, like, he's kind of looking at in the same kind of spot. Still has these Sunkens up, although the one's pretty weakened here. Wouldn't actually mind getting another building here, try to get some more sag defense, survive till the Spire is up and running. And you can see a little tiny group of lings. This could be a big move. Return really commits to attack, but look, the lings are off to the side that we didn't know. They're going to find those two lings trying to get in position for a counterattack or some kind of scouting mission. So, like, I think this game definitely turned a little bit weird, but time might be running out of Return as that Spire nears completion.
Yeah, I think chasing these two lings is a mistake. I think he needed to attack right then. But now, like you say, time is running out, and Kinetic continues to produce more lings now. He's droned up as much as he needs to. And he knows all he has to do is to defend until that Spire's out. As you say, he has so much gas banked up. Ash Return trying to get ready here. A third Sunken even coming down there. I think that's a great move. That's exactly what he needs. So many lings held at home for Ash Return to stop this one counter-attacking ling. Okay, they will move across, but Kinetic killing a drone. That's a huge deal for one ling. You get a second one, not quite. But look how many lings being held back for Ash Return. Kinetic doing a beautiful job of delaying him with just 4 lings he sent out on the map.
Yeah, but where are those mutas in production? That Spire's completed. Finally, a couple getting made. A lot of gas banks still available, but needs the money to actually get them out here. Return has so many lings made, and I think if you can find a way through, but that third sunk is going to be so hard. But here comes the attack. Giant amount of lings going through. Now they're all in the fight so far. The Sunk is doing big work. The lings trying to defend the best they can, but Kinetic's lings die quite quickly. Going in on the Sunk is one goes down. The second one is very low health, goes down as well. And all the lings there. Wow. The mutas do pop here, but it's just not enough of them. A couple more on the way. Will they be able to mitigate this before they do critical damage to the main? So many lings survive, going straight for the Spire, but I think you need to kill drones. I think you need to do all the damage you can, because back at home, how do you defend?
Yeah, he's going to kill a lot, though. Like, the mutas can't clean up this quickly. And spores are going down for Ash Return. So now, if he kills all these drones, he just needs to take his own mutas, and he's got this. So many lings still left. The muta's doing a good job chasing him, and good drills trying to escape. But how many drones really left for Kinetic? Oh my gosh, more are falling. Ash Return doing a great job, a huge bust there, and so few drones remaining. I think finally Ash Return is taking advantage in this game. He needs another spore in the main, though. That gas is not covered by any means. Where's the spore?
He's got one. He's got the one in the main. He's got the one in the other base. This is what. What do you mean what?
Why did he put it there? It still doesn't cover the gas.
I think you want to put it.
Okay, there we go.
He put it where it's surrounded by a bunch of buildings, so if lings got through, it'd be hard to get some decent surface area. It's the only thing I think of. He wants to cover the mineral line. But now, like, we're getting to the point. Return busted through. He did so much damage. But these mutas, there's a lot of them. They're going to be able to get the Overlord kills. They're going to be able to defend any kind of small lings excursions. And now, if you look at Return, like, he's...
Oh, not if they're out of position, they won't.
Yeah, we'll see.
He can't be everywhere at once. Look, these two lings, they're going to head straight in. And there's so few drones. Any drone they kill is huge. Now, the mutas of Kinetic, he has quite a few. He might be able to trade for drones here. That might be worth doing, honestly, given that... you know, his opponent doesn't have that many drones. Even look, these two lings might be decisive actually getting in here. They're going to do huge damage. The mutas actually just turn back to try and deal with this, but they're so far away. I think these lings going to be dead before the mutas get here. No, they're microing back and forth. Honestly, he needs to just leave like one muta here and try and harass, I think, is his only chance. He will lose mutas to those spores, but I don't think he can win if he doesn't take out some drones.
I mean, honestly, with the investment we see from Return on all these spores, I think Kinetic can literally not even have to attack. I don't think he has to do anything right now. You get your drones.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. He's behind in drones, and the thing is, like, once the mutas do come out, these spores are a huge advantage for Ash Return because he doesn't need to worry about counterattacks. Now look at this. The gas still not really covered here, to be honest. I mean, sort of. I think he actually could have killed those drones about 10 hits, but nonetheless, that's nice. 2 drones for 1 muta is actually fine in the situation, I think. And yeah, denying any lings coming out as well. These mutas getting good value so far.
Yeah, that'd be a good move.
Lings, no.
Hey, 6 of them from Return got through. And they're actually going to go into the base here. This is actually pretty good. Kinetic adding on a lot of lings behind us. He wants to make a big aggressive attack. Lings do spawn time to defend what we're seeing, but look at everything going forward. Return has like a Sunken here, no real lings. And these lings are going to get
into the main.
Yeah, they're going for these
he doesn't care.
spores.
He doesn't need the natural.
Yeah.
At the same time, Kinetic lost quite a few drones to that Ling run by. He has to do big damage. I mean, so far he is. These drones trying to fight back, but they can't really. Oh my gosh, what is this SimCity right now? So many Lings about to pop though, so like his window is closing. But that was a great run by, doing a lot of damage, and more Lings are on the way. Enough to finish this game. A lot of Lings popping for Ash Return. He wasn't able to take out any spores during this, but he's killed so many drones.
Yeah, Kinetic got that drone lead again. Look at all the Lings up at the natural. Now this is the part where it's hard to defend these two bases. That Sunken immediately goes down. The Muta's going to help any of the reinforcements here.
Oh my god.
I think this is so easy.
It.
Yeah, this is going to be so easy to clean up this natural now. There's no Lings here. Spore's going to go away. The drone's getting retrieved, but the Mutas are waiting for him. Oh god, the worst situation here. Turned down to one drone, unfortunately, has very little money available. That drone dies, and he's not making anything else ever again. And it's just not going to be enough. Return tapping out. Very back and forth game, but man.
Yeah, that was a beautiful ZVZ. A great attack by both players, executing really cool attacks there, like the run by in the main, and then abusing the fact that Mutas are cutting off reinforcements from the main. That was beautiful.
Yeah, definitely a nice one to watch. I love seeing a ZVZ that isn't just, I made a 9 pool. Well, I didn't. Pow, when the game's over.
Don't play against me. I go 9 pool every game in ZVZ.
That was definitely a fun time to watch, though. Just, oh, man. Defending 2 locations like that, you have to make all these spores and then the Ling flood afterwards. That was just a great choice from the Yard Zerg. I forget the name. I'm an idiot. I'm the worst.
Kinetic.
Yes, thank you. See, you did this. You're like, I'm going to roof Kinetic. He's a failure Australian. This is your fault.
What do you mean I did this?
You did this.
What? Yeah. I sent him my energy and he won. Like, come on, wasn't that worth it? That was a great game.
That was a great game, but Return could have won. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Return can win this one. In the top right, in that red Protoss, it's Armada under the ID FlowQQ. And in the bottom left, in the brown Zerg, it's Ash Return. So, you know, different matchup.
I don't know what if I should, burst your bubble and, like, remove you from your happy fantasy land. Look, I'm just going to say that. Do you want me to do it or don't you want me to do it?
I got a feeling I know what you're going to say, so go ahead, burst the bubble.
Well, it's F10 EQQ, not Flow EQQ.
Really?
You know, it's like when you're leaving the game, you press F10 EQQ.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I had to do it.
That's not what I'm...
You're sitting there in the shadows, happy, watching the dancing, lights, but I'm
here saying, no, the reality.
I don't know, man. Like, it's a word. Like, you don't lead speak. I don't know if Mar's one of those kind of guys.
No, I'm pretty sure it's meant to be F10.
No. Now you said it, it makes sense. Okay, listen. All right, you people want to make weird IDs.
I wasn't sure if I should have just left you happy, or I should have done it.
No, you love the torment. I mean, of course you're going to, and we see a gateway first from Armada, so. You know what? That's not going to torment me. Love watching Gateway expands, especially because it's something I can't do.
I haven't even done any rhymes today. How can you say that I torment you?
Well, you didn't just give me...
Still time, though. There's still time.
Yeah, and you didn't just give me one cast where you're like, I'm not going to burst his bubble. He's having a great time. Let's just go with it.
No, that's true. That's impossible.
Ooh, hatchery first for Return against the Gateway expand. That's going to get scattered almost immediately. This could be a little bit troublesome. We'll see if Armada wants to put on the aggression to do something about it.
I don't know. How quickly does the Zealot get here on Eclipse? It might be alright. Honestly, I'm not sure what happens on this map of Hatch first. I mean, I would say, like, straight up, the probe would get there in time to deny it every time, but unfortunately, Armada didn't send it super fast, so it actually did go down, so Armada's probably kicking himself right now. We'll see if the Zerg can get anything done, right? Because there'll be a few more seconds Zerg has to get the Lings out than say close positions on a normal map. Look at this drone scout as well. That's interesting. The funny... Oh, no, it's not drone scout. What am I saying? He's going to take a third? Or is he drone scouting? Now I'm not sure.
It seems like a drone scout.
Soon. Yeah, it is a drone scout. Okay. I'm questioning that because the Overlord's not too far away. Honestly, he sees the Zealot. Like, you see the Zealot timing, you know everything, unless it's like 2 gates in the main. But that seems pretty unlikely, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to get the information and, be as knowledgeable as you can, maybe, but yeah, I don't think this is particularly necessary. I do also think the hatchery first. If it was Forge expanding...
probe, I mean. Oh! Loses that probe at the third. That's actually a pretty big blow. With Gateway expand in particular, I think keeping the probe alive as long as you can is a huge deal, so that's actually not good at all for Armada. Zealot coming up here, though, going to put pressure on the hatchery. And more zealots coming. I mean, this can be effective because you can draw the lings away there and then go hit the drones potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it does always soften the building, but I always wonder, like, everyone always sends like a zealot to do something like this, but why don't you ever try to go like into the main? Why don't you try to like fight the lings or anything? Like, you're never gonna kill this hatchery. But I guess just force reaction.
I've seen it on Polypoid, to be honest, where the hatchery is way closer than on this map. I mean, look at that. He's doing a lot of damage so far, and like, how many lings are coming up? Just 4. That's not enough for 2 zealots. No way. There should be 2 more coming soon. I mean, look how low that is. He's gonna kill it. Oh, wow. Focus it! Focus it! Kill the hatchery! Oh my god, he could have killed it. He could have killed it 100%, but he zeroes not to. But nonetheless, I think he can take this fight. Another zealot coming up here, and nice micro so far from Armada. Pulling went back. Oh, pull him back. Yeah, I think he's going to clean up these lings and get the hatchery. So, Armada just dominating with great zealot micro. Nice little pullback there. And yeah, I don't think this hatchery is going to survive now.
Look at Armada's main. Look what happened as well. That's why the zealots managed to get as much. One zealot though doesn't get quite the micro, but he got 4 lings in the main. That could have been big as well, but unfortunately, it doesn't get quite the value done. That hatchery does end up going down. So, me in my CPL curse, I had to say like, oh, it never dies. Like, I've never seen it die, and apparently today's going to be the day. So
he could have killed it so much earlier as well. He could have killed it with no cancel if he didn't pull off to fight the lings, because it was actually just like 2 attacks away, but that was the exact moment he pulled off to fight the lings. So yeah, there was no way that Zob was going to survive, you could almost say. So honestly, Armada looking so good right now. I'm not even sure what Astraturn's plan is. Did he get ling speed yet? Because I see he has gas already complete. Looks like he's going to try and take this hatchery, but like, these zealots kind of just waiting to come out again. And he's produced more at home as well.
And we're seeing lanes on the way. It looks like it is going to be Hydras. I think that's a reasonable response from return here. Lane's going to try to deal with it. One of the zealots does go down immediately. The other one as well. They did take some pretty reasonable damage during all this action, so I don't think that's so bad here. But still, it's slowed down.
They weren't meant to survive the fight. He just microed them, so they were all on like 1 HP.
Oh my god, he lost an overlord of the natural. Oh, to the cannon.
Yeah, I just saw something explode. I'm like, this wall is clogged up. There's no way something. And it's like, oh, I know that sucks.
Yeah. I heard the signature sound.
Yeah, and this actually is really troublesome right now. Overlords are on the way. This hatchery is going to finish up as well, but with the transition into getting the Hydra Den and going for this aggression, you really can't be slowing things down here. There's a decent amount of lings up at the front, but still.
Hydra aggression with how many drones? He has like 10 drones, dude. How's he gonna make any decent number of Hydras? Second cannon already on the way in a forward position. A lot of lings are out. Are they even gonna be able to deny the scouting probe? It doesn't look like they are. Without ling speed, he's just gonna see everything. That's it. Only drones are popping so fast, so maybe he can block the ramp and still have this look pretty normal. Oh, Zerg is in a terrible situation.
There's a couple more, but man, they just don't get there in time. A drone's gonna be blocking off here. I think it's all the info that's all the info you need to see, though. I think if you see a drone trying to block the ramp for it, they try to hide something.
Well, the thing I see is the absolutely enormous number of lings. It's like, how many lings? Like 19 lings over here? That's already pretty suspicious, don't you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. But I think like you disrupted like hatchery production. Like, you've done all this like reasonable damage early on, and what? Yo!
Am I disconnecting?
No,
you can hear me, right?
No, my StarCraft just crashed.
Oh damn! Okay. Well, I guess we'll pick it up where we left off. It was at 6 minutes 33.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to take a small detour while I do this because it wouldn't be one of these casts without it.
Well, you know the Chinese text coming up saying take a break. You didn't listen, so they took matters into their own hands.
Maybe. Jesus. That's so aggressive.
Time for a break. Oh, I don't think so. I think it's just a random crash. Happens to me too sometimes.
Well, yeah, it was like a Windows error looking thing. So
yeah.
All right. So we'll fix this back up in a jiff, guys. Oh, okay. Good thing it's easy for me to set up what I was trying to do. No big deal.
Well, we can just rehost the replay, right?
Yeah. You remember where we're at, right?
Imagine if you couldn't scan for some reason to a certain point in the replay, the hell we'd be going through. It's like, oh, let's just watch that whole game again.
No, we would be X16ing it a little bit. I mean, wasn't that like a thing for a while, like way back in the day, that you couldn't like fast forward to them? You had to actually do it, and you couldn't rewind.
That's before my time. Then I never played before they had all the fancy features. Although I do remember that they would bug like almost all the time in the past.
Yeah.
I mean, they still bug sometimes now, for sure, which is very unfortunate when we're trying to do a cast.
Alright, so I got the game going up. Let me just go check. Is the overlay? Is everything the right size?
Were you watching that one ASL game where like the observers had a D6, so it wasn't even a replay, and it was like a replay bug?
I don't think so. I remember hearing about it, but I don't know if I actually saw it.
It's some
okay.
TVP on Overwatch, I believe, and it was like Flip Drake first carriers, but you know we never really know what happened in that game because it was all just bugged.
I mean, it sounds awesome. But alright, I got the game back up. We're in there. Wait, it's not.
Well,
it's not a.
Taste
It's not a
Doses-
replay. Why is this not a replay? Hold up.
Yeah, let's just play bottleneck 1v1. We bottleneck.
No.
Like, you know, practicing 1v1 IRL. It's just as cancerous.
No. Absolutely not. All right, there we go. We're back in there finally. Oh, they're trying to get me off my game. They're trying to ruin the match of the week, but we will persevere. My internet didn't go ass out of thunderstorm. All right, we're gonna get back into this game. We'll get back to where we were, and you know what? A little disruption. It's just fun for the chat. That's all it is.
That's right. That's right. I'm sure they're moving on it already.
Yeah, great.
I'd say 6:30. We're right if you can scan to that.
Yeah, that I can. All right. Looks like we're a little bit earlier than that. I think we're good to go, though.
So what was happening again?
I
That's
don't.
right. There were like an egregious number of lings just killed the probe.
Yeah, so yeah, we get a lot of lings getting back up. See, this is the worst thing when this kind of things happen. It's not about like, oh, the inconvenience of having to refire things up and everything. It's like getting back into the swing. It's like, oh man, why you gotta do this to me? But we are seeing a third can going up at the front, looking like still a decent amount of gateway production. Like these Zell's gonna total up pretty good here. And with all the damage return took earlier on, like this attack, whenever it goes through, you see the links moving forward, but they don't have link speed yet. It's gonna get there. And they're working towards the Hydra upgrades that there isn't Hydras yet, right? Like, so, I don't know. Like, how's the turn actually going to do this?
He might not be going for a Hydra bust here. He might be getting, like, speed and range early to, like, combat these Corsairs and just, like, sit back. Well, okay, no, he probably is going for an attack, I suppose. It's just wishful thinking that's what he's doing. Because he could just sit back, I think, and drown a bit with those early Hydras just to deny any Corsairs and maybe be able to hold on. I don't know. He's in a tough position. But I don't think an attack is going to work, right? The 3 cannons already up.
Ew, the old Corsair sees all these lings. It's not even going to go scouting. It's actually killing the first Overlord sees. I actually kind of like this decision. You should know, like, your opponent's probably getting aggressive with all these lings here. A couple Hydras show up. Will he be able to kill that Overlord before the Hydras can dissuade? It doesn't really seem like it. Gonna have to give up on that. And here's that second Corsair. Now you can get the job done.
Nice. It's a good pick-off, and you know, he sees the Hydras 2 at his natural already, so yeah, I guess you don't need to scout that much. And yeah, I guess Return is going for an attack here. Honestly, if you pull off now, you start making drones now, I feel like try to intimidate to make him the cans, but he's going for it. Those lings can't do anything, nor can the Hydras when they're on move command. Just running back and forth there, starting to hit these Zealots. All those lings are almost all dead. Oh, but he gets in already on the cannon, doing extra damage already. That's actually pretty huge. But down to 1 Hydra already. We see this defense pretty robust for Protoss, and Zealot legs should be on the way as soon as that Citadel finishes. Oh, it is on the way. So, and as soon as that's finished, I feel like Protoss comes out here and be like, actually, I'm the one attacking, sir. And look at that. The Hydra's not being microed. These slow Zealots pick them off just like that.
Yeah, and meanwhile, the 2 Corsairs are on the map wreaking havoc. Get another Overlord kill, so Return, while losing units, is still... Micro. Like, he's actually supply blocked again. He's down a decent amount of drones, doesn't have any kind of real follow-through. And Return's trying to make something out of this, going towards Lair now, but the Corsair scouter, like, immediately sees how far along that is, too. So, it feels like there's just everything not going well for Return. It all goes back to losing that first hatchery, just kind of making things weird and getting this game out of control. I like that Armada's adding on a couple extra cannons. Like, just want to be extra safe here, but their position looks so good right now.
You don't see this very often with people getting a second Corsair against Hydra Bust just to run around and kill some Overlords, but it has worked pretty well here, actually. And I think that's why he was able to kill those Zealots, those Hydras with those slow Zealots, because he distracted Zerg with those Corsairs. So that was a really nice move. I'm actually really liking it. I mean, yeah, Armada was already ahead here, but he's just getting more and more ahead, and I'm just waiting for the inevitable Zealot swarm to come out and kill him. Oh my gosh, more Overlord's going to fall here. Oh my gosh, Zerg is in so much trouble. Where are the Hydras? Here they come. But not too late for these Overlords.
And one Corsair does go down. Ooh, he does manage to save the other one just barely. But look, here the Zealot legs are done. Here's that move out, and there's no units up at the front for return. This Corsair is going to scout around, goes to the third, sees that there's 3 Hydras and no static defense. But here's a big engage in the middle of the map. Speed Zealots versus decent amount of Hydras. Is this going to be enough to get through here? Will these Zealots have the power? A couple Zealots already go down. More reinforcements from both sides, though, in the middle of this map here. The Zealots trying to be micro the best they can, do big damage, but Return doing a good job kiting a reasonable amount, getting some great damage here. I think you're making the best out of your game.
Barely. Yeah, absolutely. Like, really well done. Well, okay, I guess he can't quite clean this up, but more Hydra should be popping. And yeah, I think he's going to be fine here. So, honestly, a really good hold. Now, as you see, he has lost a lot of Overlords. Doesn't have that many drones. So he's still on the ropes, but that's definitely the first step to coming back here. Maybe Armada getting a bit overambitious moving out without Storm, but the Corsair's still going to work. The Corsair has 4 kills, is about to pick up a 5th one. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
And the 2 Zealots trying to go
to
that
the
base.
desk just came open, I can't close it.
What are you doing over there, man?
It's like something is alive in there, and like it burst out, and like I can't.
Well, I hope it's your spirit for casting CPL games. You're getting very excited here, like you can't even handle what's going on. But I think Armada, despite that fight not going quite the way they want to, the Corsairs are still on the map.
Hero Corsair. Nice. That Corsair is a goddamn hero. 5 Overlord kills. His brother died in the war already, so he swears vengeance towards Zerg. Although, is it really worth swearing vengeance? Well, hang on, these Hydras coming in here, but this is kind of the same as before. There's a lot of Zealots to swim around. There's so many more cannons going up in the back. These Zealots just need to commit to the fight, I feel like. Because with the cannons backing them up, it will be an efficient enough trade for Protoss.
Yeah,
one Zealot, my god.
I think he wanted to not worry about the first line, because that way the Hydras are closer to go for the second one. Yeah, you can see a lot of cannons being made to reinforce this. Storm just finished up, but the Templars just got made. They need to wait a little bit for the energy. Zealot manages to sneak around, survive long enough, goes to the 9 o'clock to try to disrupt things, and there's just not mining at that base, so unfortunately it's going to be getting a little bit more damage done. There is a defense to slow this down. All the buildings at the front are starting to go down, but still plenty of cannons available, and now we have Storms on the table as well. Is this going to be the move for Armada to get out there? Return not paying attention. Great Storm kills that entire attack, and now Armada, middle of the map, he's moving out with these Zealots, and this is going to be real hard because Return just made a bunch of drones thinking he was in a good spot, but just took a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the first time in a cast we had something instantly proved right. Oh, there I go. But this is okay because you just Discord stream to me, right?
I see you. Yeah, I hear you in Discord, but I see you. We're waiting for you to disconnect.
Yeah, I crashed. Sorry. So
okay,
can you just Discord stream to me?
I sure can. We're having a great time.
I get to watch
today.
my own self drop. Yeah. What is with this game? This one game is just crash ridden apparently.
Okay, we are streaming StarCraft. Do you see StarCraft?
At the moment, it's just the 2 circling blue dots. Tap back to StarCraft. Yep, I see it. All right, we're good to go.
All right, yeah. So what? Yeah, once
this Nebula guy. Wow. Imagine putting him in your lobby.
We will finish this day casting. StarCraft can't stop us. It's okay. We're going back in. The blind was dropped, but he's still here in spirit.
We couldn't do it, but here we are. Yeah, okay, so these Zealots coming across here. Yeah, I was about to say, is that the first time, like we've said something in cast, it got instantly proved right instead of the opposite? Like, he instantly just storms and kills everything? Oh my god, is that Hero Corsair still on the map? I want to see him kill more. No, is he dead?
No,
Did he die?
No, he's over here. He's hanging out in the main.
What is he doing in there?
Getting all like big scouting
in there?
I don't know, but look at this engage here. All these Zealots moving forward. But they're so far ahead of these Templars. They're just waddling across the map. Luckily, there's nothing on there. Of course, there finds more Overlords, but here come the Zealots. They're going to keep moving forward. There's no static defense here. No Sunkens to help out. No Lurkers or anything. It's just these Hydras, and they're just not strong enough here. These Zealots punching their way through everything, and the Templars are backing it up as well. So just big damage being dealt everywhere. Here's that Storm on the Hydras, kills everything. The drones walk into it almost. And Return's going to have enough of that game. And Armada played that beautifully, gotta say. But man.
Salute that Hero Corsair carrying that game. Like 6 kills. And rip his brother who died.
Oh man, that's a bit of a brutal one though. This when things like that happen. Ugh.
Alright, let me just launch up StarCraft again. Hopefully it'll stay up.
Okay, well that just means it's time to shill, baby. Let's go.
So I knew you were waiting for the opportunity.
every chance I get, just in case people don't know about things. Which, if you don't know, there's a cast tomorrow night, another match of the week, me and the Blime. Hopefully, we crash less. We have less struggles in the casting.
Gosh.
So, you know what?
Well, look, we haven't had invalid password for a long time. So
why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Well, look, Blizzard can only screw up so many things at one time, right? If they're playing whack, they can only have so many moles come up, right? That's how it works, right? Next patch is just the worst patch. They have, like, you know, invalid password, can't log in, Chinese message, what else? Like, wrong maps on ladder, which they've done before, flying SCVs, anything else? Replay bugs or something? I don't know. How much worse could it get?
I just don't want you to tempt fate, man. It's like
Okay,
when you're
bad
when
things will happen. Is that the opposite?
no, it's gonna happen. Like, that's the whole problem. Like, you're like, how much worse can it get? How about your Australian internet crashing out? Like, that's
True.
pretty
Well,
bad.
hey, my internet is 100 times better than it used to be. That's for sure. I don't think we even casted together when it was really bad. But anyway, I'm back. I'm here. We can begin the game.
Yeah, I do see you, and I got interrupted from shilling. We'll do that later. Don't worry. I'm not going to let you escape the rest of the stream without another session to advertise a whole bunch of shit. In the top right, in the yellow circle, it's Ash Return. We got him for a third game tonight. We got a whole bunch of him. Because apparently, not everyone's uploading all the replays. We'll go into that rant in a second. And in the bottom left, in that pale green Protoss, it's, can you say it? I don't know. I'm not even guessing.
I can't
You
see
tell
it
me.
because my replay UI doesn't work. Can you
God
spell it out?
damn it! It's Fox. It's Fox. Like, I'm not even dealing with this.
Oh, Cacao Yeah, Cacao
Yeah, that's the one.
It is just Fox. Yeah. Yes. So,
Oh, we are having a
hero
good
and
time
PvZ,
tonight.
I guess. Hey, Set Zero, great news. Ash Return is the hero now because he's lost 2 games, so he's the underdog. Fox, a very solid standard player, very much sticks to the current meta in past time. So he's playing Protoss this time. Previously seasons he had played Terran, but I think he's gotten a bit too good, of course, so now he's off racing this season, which is fine. So we'll see what his Protoss play is like. Now, Gateway opening is in style, right? So he must be doing that if he always sticks to the meta, right?
Well, that's what you.
I'm just building up the caster curse so we can see a Forge game.
Well, the fact that probe immediately left the pylon, we'll see if another one moves out on time. It looks like it will, so I think we are going to actually see that gateway expand. So no caster curse for you, but this probe moves out quite quickly. It's going to be able to see if Return wants to do a hatchery first, and considering we haven't seen that pool made yet, it might happen, and
Ooh,
you might be able to get some
Forge.
good block action. It is a Forge. Wow, he moved that probe so early for that. But
yeah,
that's
this is why you don't want to do it. This is why you don't want to do hatch first, because, yeah, the probe can always get across in time. Look, here it is. It's blocking already, although he needs to get on top there, because if the minerals go up... Okay, the drone knows he can't get it, so he walks away. Oh, but he's coming back.
Oh, no?
Oh, you got to block that.
This,
Oh my gosh, no,
this
he's
is just
got
tragic.
to block. Or does he? Oh my
This,
gosh.
this is the
This
most
is like,
annoying
you know,
thing,
the 2
right?
weakest units in the game fighting is the most exciting part of the game.
I mean, the way people complain about probes,
Okay,
I'm
so-
going to disagree with that. I like Return. He's like, I can't get this hatch down. Slams down his spawning pool. Makes something out of the situation instead of just floating a lot of minerals instead of doing nothing. He does set in the drone the 12 o'clock, so he will get
Definitely.
another hatchery up. So I was like, quick thinking about how to react to this situation. And we are seeing, it is a cannon going down, but if you went in and saw like everything happening with the pool, like you'd figure you'd feel comfortable to get that early nexus, but area on size safety never a bad thing. Actually cancels the cannon, recognizes the situation, so eking out every advantage they possibly can. Fox really making use of this scouting info.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to try and get away with something, but this really shows why you don't want to try hatch first on this map. Because with a normal Forge opening, like 100% of the time, this will happen to you, right? And Zerg doesn't have that much recourse. They just are going to be a little bit behind after this because it's not drastic. He's still going to be fine. It's just, you know, a little bit of an advantage for Protoss, I feel like, going forward.
Yeah, I mean that's always what it's going to be early on. It's never game-breakingly bad things if you like make a cannon when you could have gotten away with just the Nexus. Like it's just getting whatever advantage you can, get yourself set up in a good spot here. But that third hatchery goes down at the natural, so Zerg set up exactly the way they want to be. Can this probe stay alive long enough to see how that gas is expended here? But we see 5 links moving across the map. Fox has a couple probes trying to block things off in a cannon, so I think he's going to be able to defend this.
But hang on a second.
Huh?
Isn't that open on the right?
Nope. I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so.
Sure?
I mean,
I suppose not. Okay. It really looks like it is.
Yeah, well,
But that's Brood War.
Yeah, that's Brood War. They always look open, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty solid off. It just looks ridiculous.
I have a friend who doesn't play StarCraft, and I always just like say to him, like, "Look at this thing. What the? What? How did you know before I knew? What is happening?"
Well, I said, "Oh no," because I heard an Overlord getting hit by a cannon. But is this? Did you crash again?
I did.
All right, back on Discord. No big deal. We're in there, guys.
Like I was saying, I have a friend who doesn't play Brood War, and like, I'll show him a wall and say, "Oh, it's that's link side." He'll look at it and be like, "But isn't there like a big old gap there? Like, you know, a factory next to a barracks, for example?" I'm like, "No, literally nothing can fit through there. Like, not even a ghost." And it's like, okay, I guess that's Brood War.
I mean, I constantly complain about that. It's like, why can't they be StarCraft 2? If it's StarCraft 2 walls, they make sense.
That's too easy. That's too easy. You want buildings that actually block stuff off? Go play StarCraft 2 then. Jeez.
Okay, I will. Like, you can't stop me. Disruptors are cool. Are you back in this? Can we get swinged?
I'm on the stream. Yes, I'm on the stream. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Drop me. Get me out of there. I feel like the whole of Brood War is just like trying to prove you can tough it out. You know. Like, oh, you want more than 12 units? Go play StarCraft 2. What else is Brood War? You want actual pathing?
I want warp gates, man. God, give me Brood War warp gates. I don't even need the W key. Let me get just click them one at a time. Sounds awesome.
Dude, oh god, I didn't even think of that. Wait, so you have to go back to the gateway, select it, then go to where you're gonna warp in, and then build. Oh my god,
I'll do that all day. That would be awesome. That'd be so worth it.
That would be so hard.
Well, so
that would be insane. That's like resetting your rallies every time you produce.
Well, you would be able to do it off a minimap.
I suppose.
I think that'd be cool.
So you're gonna go to the gateway. You're gonna hit the zealot button, and then you're gonna click on the minimap where you want the zealot to build. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's pretty precise, man. That sounds almost harder than just moving the screen back and forth with a hotkey.
It sounds easier than getting past the Zerg contain, though. That's what I want.
Up to that, were you?
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, speaking of Zerg contains, Return might be able to put a little bit of that pressure on himself this game. We are getting that 3-hatch Hydra, no lair on the way. So we'll see if we can get something going this game a little bit cleaner than we saw before. Because, I mean, that hatchery didn't die at least. And we're seeing a Dragoon was made from Fox. He's going to get this Overlord killed off and out of the base. I think it's a very interesting thing we're seeing here. But I like the attempt to deny the scouting because it's a Citadel first.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty strong. I mean, the Goon kind of gives that away, though, doesn't it? Like, you would never get a Goon if you're going Stargate, would you? Unless you're trying to fake him out and be like, well, look, I'm going Citadel, but actually...
Well, I mean,
am I wrong about that?
I mean, I like my Dragoon all-ins, but yeah, I would say reasonably good players would never do that. But honestly, I think you just let them get in there and scout. I don't think you waste the gas on the Goon.
You say that, but there was this one really hype KSL game where a pros player went 4-gate Goon to defend 3-hatch Hydra. It was really cool.
Well,
so, nothing is off the table.
Yeah, I guess so. That's pretty cool. But you know what? We're going to see if this is going to be enough here. Citadel first. Let's get those Zealot legs so fast here. Adding on gateways behind it. And that Forge upgrade's going through. But I thought, like, if you're going Zealot against Hydra, Armor was the better way to go, right? Like, doesn't that keep them alive a little bit better in this situation?
The weapons are, multi-purpose. And going into the late game, of course, it's fine. The thing is, like, the weapons are always useful. But the armor, I would say, is not as useful as Lings at all. So, I think it makes sense just to go weapons. Because you don't know if it's going to be Hydras when you start it, do you?
I guess not, but here's that move out. The Zealot leg's about to finish, but still, there's a lot of Hydras on the map here. I feel like this moving out a little prematurely. Not quite enough units here for Fox, but he's going to...
Well, it's an anti-timing, right? Because Zealot speed finishes as the fight is over. That's an anti-timing. Straight up.
Well, I think even if you had the Zealot legs, though, there's just too many Hydras there. I don't really want to do. But re-engaging here, a couple reinforcements going through. Returns got that decent Hydra micro, though, kiting him around the best he can. Doing some pretty good damage here, not losing too many Hydras, dissuading a good amount of these Zealots away. And I'm actually a little bit surprised Fox didn't kind of rush towards that Temple Archives, rush towards that Storm. He's really relying on these Zealots to kind of carry him through here. Reinforcing, trying to fight through. Can's helping out with the fight a decent amount, so it's actually looking pretty dicey for both sides here. Who's going to be able to transition out of it first?
Well, I think it makes sense on a certain level what Fox is doing, because he doesn't have a whole bunch of cannons. He doesn't want the Hydras to be at his wall, like both hitting his wall and stopping the Zealots getting out because it's a narrow area. So at least he's kind of trading here. And with how many gateways? 4 gateways already, is it? He can kind of manage this, I feel.
What's going on with Fox's probe count, though? What the hell? Like, I just noticed how low it is, but he didn't take any damage. I see the cannons took some, but he just didn't get in and actually do anything. What is going on here with Fox's play?
I guess he cut probes hard just to get these zealots this much faster, and you're looking like it might be about to pay off with these zealots coming in here. Well, one of those zealots must have been like on 1 HP. But if he kills a bunch of drones here, it might be alright. But yeah, I agree, he needs to resume probe production, and this is just crazy right now. 21 probes on 2 bases is so low. But he's overwhelming him. I think these zealots are faster than expected because of that.
I mean, it's quite possible here, but you see returns floating a decent amount of money. He doesn't have the gas, actually. I think investing in a couple Sunkets here at some of these bases might be the way to go. But still, Fox not adding on more probes yet. Seems very dedicated to forcing whatever he's going to happen. Like, if he's going to kill a bunch of pros, maybe get a base off, or like get something done. But it feels like he's very locked into getting this done as the +1 is about to finish as well. But no transition now, not getting storms or anything. And I think Return will be able to build enough units to stop this. Although he's banking up quite a lot of money.
Yeah, well, you criticize his probe count, but now the drones are lower than that after he kills a few. I mean, if you can keep the pressure on, this potentially works.
I don't know, we'll end up seeing here a lot of drones in production, so Return's going to get back to that work early as 9 drones are about to pop out here. But still, there's a lot of zealots here, and more zealots being sent up to 12 o'clock, so Fox, very relentless aggression here. Really committed to doing some damage here, but we're not going late, boys. We're gonna make this one happen, and we'll see if Return can actually stop.
I don't have time. Looks at his watch. Oh yeah, I could do 4 gates and just kill him with zealots. And I mean, these zealots in the main might just be the final nail in the coffin. This is gonna do huge damage here. And so for Ash Return not really reacting, the third tape being taken down as well. This looks pretty deadly for Zerg right now.
Yeah, I think this did enough damage. You're going to have to give one of these bases. Even some Zealots down at the natural trying to get things done, but they're going for a hatchery in the main right now. And that 12 o'clock took big damage. They're going for that Hydra, then that would be a huge kill right here. Because then you'd be forcing your opponent to go into links when you have +1 weapons finished. The plan comes together, so...
see?
Oh,
all makes
man.
sense. Well, he can't make that many links when he has no drones left, though, so either way, GG. Ash Return going down 0-3, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little.
Alright, shall I launch StarCraft again? Shall I give it a go?
Try it again, man. If not, we could just we can stream it again. That's no problem.
So, but I don't want to make you suffer the drop screen if we don't have.
Well, at this point now, it's just funny. If things keep happening, it's just amusing. You know. And besides, it's I don't think it's that bad of a situation because I believe we got one more game left. Okay, we got one more. No, maybe.
Can we make it?
Not one more crash. Wish for good things. You know what? Actually, just be quiet. Restart. I've got a shill. Okay, like we got interrupted last time. Like we're not letting you ruin tonight. But so
no,
yeah.
No, let me in. I've already launched StarCraft. I can do it. I'm sorry. I'll be a good boy.
Well, I mean, no, like you're good, but I'm waiting for you. We're gonna shill off a couple things. Now, if you guys don't,
maybe waiting for me. The lobby isn't up. Don't listen to this man. He just wants to shill for no reason.
I'm shilling for a very good reason, okay?
That's true.
And
That's
you're
true.
not
It's not
letting
no reason. Go on.
Yeah, absolutely. See, like, this guy doesn't do it. He just expects me to do everything and interrupts me like a jerk. Now, you know what's not going to be for jerks? If you check the announcement channel, there's 2 things happening this weekend. You want to be there. You want to be a part of those. On July 3rd, it's going to be me and Cold Warp Gates. We're going to be starting off that nice weekend off, right, with a good coach show match. Whole bunch of games from the coaches that are going to be playing. Going to be a great time. Make sure you're there. You want to see that. That's going to be Saturday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, going to be a nice time, Euro-friendly. Like, everyone's going to be there, be involved. The day after, that's the one everyone's like, they're champing at the bit. I want to know, like, what team am I on? Who are the coaches? All that kind of stuff. Be there on July 4th. That's going to be the day you're looking for. Sunday, July 4th at noon. It's going to be me and Age. It's going to be Stromcoin. It's going to be probably someone else to be determined. But it's the team reveal stream. We do one every season. It's a great time. You learn about maybe the map pool. What team are you on maybe? Who are the coaches? Like all this kind of stuff. So you want to be there. You want to check that out. That's going to be July 4th. So this weekend jam-packed with goodies as far as CPL goes. Make sure you're there. And make sure you're in that announcement channel so you can just read about them in case you forget.
That last bit very much so, because even after this there'll be more, fun streams and stuff coming up all the time. And of course, each week will be announced as it comes.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a lot of stuff coming up for CPL, besides just the CPL. Make sure you're checking it out. But we got our last game of the night. It's been a fun ride. Hopefully this is a nice banger to end on. And with the names involved, I think it might be in the top right in that blue. It is IRK Royal Bloom. And in the bottom left, in the yellow Protoss, it's Fox. This is a good match. I put this one last. I was excited to see it.
Now, I imagine these two must have clashed before in CPL, because they've been both around since at least CPL 3, I'm sure. But the question is, they've not done TVP, probably. Because they used to both play Terran. So they've probably done plenty of TVPs, but who knows, this might be the first Fox vs Royal Blue TVP we ever see.
Well, I mean, if you had an experienced Terran player switching to Protoss, wouldn't you know all the dirty Protoss crap that's like, this wins them games, I'll do this.
To some extent, yes. To some extent, but then you don't remember all the dirty Terran tricks, like, oh, I need to block this with the Goon, or I'll just kill all my probes, etc. And, suddenly you like, oh yes, I can just A-move in here, but then there's actually 50 tanks there, and just everything vaporizes.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see if Fox has got those good late game Protoss engagements. Walking into that Protoss Death Army, and we know Royal Blue to be a bit of the upgrade heavy, kind of late game, like powerhouse, real Terran mech death push. So we'll see if Fox has the finesse to deal with it.
It was his game we were watching just before, wasn't it, where he tried to punish the gasless expand, but ended up trying to go for a 2-base push later at a heavy disadvantage. Didn't quite work out. But wait, no, he won that game, didn't he? Or did he? No, different game. Was that Royal Blue, or was that someone else in that game?
That was Royal Blue and Armada.
Okay. And Pros did win that one, right?
Yeah, Armada won that one pretty handily. Just kept kind of rolling advantage to advantage.
Right. For sure. It's probably coming up fairly fast, but not in time for a gas steal, of course. Just checking it out. Surprised we see no gas steals here, because it's a pretty popular strategy on this map, because, 2-player, you just know you can always get there in time.
I mean, still, you'd have to leave pretty early to get there on time, I think. And,
It's true.
I also think, it might be difficult, because if the Terran's expecting it, you would have enough time seeing things, like where your depot placement might be. There might be a wall at the front. You would see the probes, be like, oh, no, I'll start my gas. I'll, cut an SCV, I'll stop production. Just start it. You don't have to finish it, but just to make sure the block doesn't happen.
Absolutely, that is a response if you come to SCV and take it. But the thing is, if you do that, and the probe is harassing as well, I think it's actually a fine position for the probe. You make up, for the Protoss, rather. You make up for the mine time lost by pulling it by forcing that cancel on SCV and also harassing with the probe. So honestly, I think if you feel like you have enough APM Probe, it's a good option. But if you just want to play kind of more calmly, I suppose, it's fine not to, of course, as well. There's nothing wrong with playing a normal game. I'm just surprised no one has done it at all today.
Well, you see something exciting in Royal Blue's base. There's a factory start, but look at all those guys still mining gas anyway.
Oh, he's going to go into 2-port Wraith, right? That's what that means, right?
No.
Right? Tell me what it means.
It means that second factory that just got started, right? That's what it actually means? It means 2 factories?
I see. Damn, I was way off. One of these days.
Man, you're memeing. I'm gonna remember how you're memeing tomorrow when you're hosting the stream. I'm gonna remember this.
Oh no! Look, I will perfect this build, and I will do it. You'll watch me win the CPL game, alright?
What, 2-port Wraith?
That's right, 2-port Wraith.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Later already did that, man.
Against Protoss?
I've seen him 2-port Wraith every match. I've seen him 2-port Wraith every matchup. He's an animal.
Yeah, against Protoss, you say?
Yeah, I've seen it.
How the hell does that work against Protoss?
It didn't, exactly. It doesn't. The scouting SUV died before it got there, but it does get there far enough. I believe it saw the Nexus, so at least getting some basic knowledge. But here comes the double add-on behind this. Now, is it going to be what is it? That's more of the pro gamer style to get the double vulture upgrades and kind of just get that map control nice and easy.
Well, there's 2 options. You can go for double tank production, or as you say, you can get both vulture upgrades at once and make more vultures. Since he's already started tank, I'm fairly certain he's going to go for double tank production, move out with a bunch of marines, like 6 to 8 marines. And then rally vultures behind that. So just getting mines and then siege mode. There are definitely different options at 2-factor. I'd say the quote-unquote pro variation is you just get 1 shot and mines, and you move out quite early. We'll see.
Oh,
he's doing their best. Oh, he didn't poke, so he doesn't know, right?
I mean, isn't this bunker a little far forward? Like, it'd be hard to poke forward enough.
It is.
Safely.
Oh, there I go.
Alright, so
Get on
you...
stream.
I think you're just testing a whole new world of I want you to observe, and you're just seeing how much you can get away with tonight.
I swear, I'm not doing it on purpose. I did it on my crash button.
Yeah, like just imagine like Nablime's like in this chair. Like he said, like, oh, I got a new setup. We're gonna test tonight. I think his new setup's a recliner, and he doesn't really want to use like a mouse to watch. Be like, oh no, I crashed. Nothing. You gotta. Can you stream on Discord for me?
Yeah,
let me just lean it back. And,
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh man. Alright, you in the Discord stream?
Yep, I'm on it. I'm good.
Alright, fantastic. Then we will get back into our last game of the night. Well, I'm just babysitting the stream for you.
That's
Oh,
right. I'm
this is
just the
fun.
child here. Ooh, I mean, Marine. That poor Marine.
Yeah,
Okay, so now you like look at this on the minimap. What's happening there? But yeah, I think Fox doesn't actually know it's 2-fact because he just sees this bunker. Like he hasn't poked past with a goon, which is what you're typically supposed to do. So he has no idea. And his goon's still in this forward position. If he's not careful, they get picked up pretty quickly. But that said, yeah, as we can see, we did go into 2-gate robo right away. So it's not like he's doing a build that's like a build at a loss to it or anything. It's just he might not be on top of the micro positioning because no way it's coming. Here we go. He's moving up.
Yeah, let's see if he can actually slow us down enough. He's getting some good kills in the range, which is pretty useful here. Manages to retreat to the high ground and going to be able to pull back, but these tanks still just a lot of muscle behind this. I like that Fox is doing basically as much as you can expect him to do in this situation, but yeah, I don't think Rob was actually really slowed down at all. He's losing a couple units here and there, and there's still Dragoon production back at home, but it's still going to be a little bit harder to pull. Like, that siege mode's about to finish up. If you get near that front, and you can start shelling down that observatory in the wall, that could be really big.
One tank pulled back, almost died there, but very nice micro by Royal Blue so far. Honestly, I don't think this is how you're supposed to do this. I don't think you're supposed to kite because against 3 tanks, you take too much damage, lose too many goons. Like, see how low those goons are. Select those goons. They're probably almost dead because he's been trying to engage these tanks. See, look at that.
Definitely some ones that are very nearly dead. Does manage to
no
get the
time
one
fire.
tank, dives towards the one that was injured up, another one goes down as well. So actually, I think Royal Blue kind of overstaying a bit, trying to lay some mines here. They're going to go, takes out a Marine, but also gets the goon. The repair just barely enough, saves the tank. So both sides losing a bit of everything.
Kill the Nexus. There's no way he's going to push forward and kill the Nexus with what he has left, I don't think. I don't see that happening. So I think Fox is actually okay, because the Observer's going to be out in just a minute, and like even if one siege tank is not going to do that much, even with line support, I feel like he can get pushed past it. Look, here's an Observer. That tank is so low, he's already risking it, so... Oh, he's going to die. Oh, no. Okay, he's used the mine instead. There it goes. Yeah. So what does Royal Blue do now? Does he pull back and expand, or is he going to double down and try to push here?
I think he's gotta expand behind this, right? He's not adding on more tanks. He's trying to add on more vultures behind this. That's saving him the money. Like, he's got the money for a CC, so that's what you would expect here.
Yeah, it looks like that is what he will do. Oh, look at that. A third going down immediately. I love this from Fox. I think that's actually perfect because you know once you've crushed this push, like there's no way he's going to push again anytime soon. So I love that move, putting that third down. That vulture just too late to stop it. So really nice play from Fox so far. I shouldn't have doubted him, man. I'm like, oh, he doesn't know what's coming. What's he going to do? But he's like, no, I got this.
Yeah, the base good Dragoon control was pretty strong there. And I was really worried that maybe you can get the tanks far enough, start shelling down that wall. If you kill an observatory, it's a pretty decent investment. Oh, look at the vultures, though. They're going to try to run through. There is one goon on the ramp, but still, this could be a lot of probe kills if you want to just go for a couple mines going down. The observers are available, though, but still moving forward pretty far. The goon taking almost the damage they need to die, but still going to be able to get a couple probe kills here.
1 HP. Yeah, that is a nice move, actually, getting this probe kills. And, like, I don't know, like, Protoss did cut probes to defend this, so you can kind of get back if you just keep doing moves like that. I mean, I don't think he's even again yet, but moves like that are how you're going to do it. Look at this. I like placing those mines there. Maybe you can catch a transfer. Maybe catch those goons trying to stop that vulture. Looks like they're on top of it. Oh, my gosh. Okay, I don't know how much damage that did, but for now... Oh, no. Oh, nice drill, though. Perfect wrong timing of those vultures. Honestly, if that drill wasn't happening just then, they might have done game-ending damage right there. But as it stands, they're just going to get a couple more probes. Again, that's a nice move. What? Okay. Guess that was the goon that was on 1 HP.
Yeah, it's still, like, trying to get back in there, but doesn't take big damage here. Fox can get that third Nexus up, although this one Vulture's been doing a lot of damage to it. It's already half health, apparently. Wow. So just shooting it to death. Yeah, one Vulture did all that. That's ridiculous.
If you just keep sacrificing Vultures in the main, that Nexus will die eventually, right? It's going to take a long time, but... it will die.
I mean, I suppose. We see Royal Blue adding on some more factories behind it, but here, when finally enough goons get built up, they're going to be able to move out here, save that Nexus from certain eventual slow doom. But here comes more Vultures trying to find their window, but Fox being very diligent, blocking that ramp every time these guys go in here. And now there's enough Dragoons. Like, I think at this point you're starting to just waste too many resources trying to do these little run bys, and you can see that reflected in that unit count. Like, Fox, despite all the pressure, has a decent supply lead now. They're working towards a little bit of tech here, but this is buying time for Royal Blue to add on those factories, get the macro kicking into place, and then he can do kind of whatever he wants. But since he's going up to 6 factory on 2 base, I think he's going for just more aggression. He doesn't want to play a long game.
Absolutely. Thing is, if he can maintain this forward position until his 2 base push is ready, that's actually a huge advantage. Pushing across the entire map without any difficulty, especially those ramps, that would actually be huge. But there's only one tech there. I feel like it's just up to Protoss to choose to clear this out or not. I mean, obviously he doesn't think it's Proto right now. Oh gosh, that goon. Oh, wow, mine's unnecessary. Okay, there he goes. He clears it out. This probe's gonna get up to 3rd again though. Chipping away that Nexus just that little bit more.
I
oh my
guess.
gosh, where's the Observer? Where's the Observer? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. But it's too late. Oh, that's huge value for Terran. Just for 2 Vultures, 3 Dragoons, that is actually enormous value. My god.
Yeah, that was as good as I was going to go. He did lose that siege tank that was up there. The goons managed to pick that off. And finally an observer moving across the map, so Fox is going to get in there, see the lack of an armory, see the factory count, and maybe have an idea of what he wants to go for here. But we're already seeing the pieces of that Arbiter tech going on the way. So I think he's got the plan he wants to go for. 3 base Arbiter, nice, safe, and standard, like you're saying. Fox just plays the standard game, so why wouldn't he do that with Protoss too?
Yeah, he needs a second gas though. I noticed that's a bit of a deficiency here. We'll see if it comes back to bite him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Robo is going to have an easy time pushing across here because, like you say, he's sacrificed so many Vultures. He really doesn't have that much army. Look at this. He might actually be trying to just power on 2 bases, go into a longer game. And I think he killed enough stuff that he has a chance if he just tries to take his 3rd here. Not going to be easy. There's still a mountain to climb, like another TVP we're watching, but he did do good damage to those Vultures, I feel.
Yeah, enough where I feel reasonably okay with it. It's just there were so many attacks to go in for, and the ramp kept getting blocked. Times he was killing probes in the natural, he killed some, but not a ton. Like, it wasn't like in a crazy amount or anything. He is working towards that armory, so maybe he'll like just wait for a +1 upgrade going on 2 base.
Micro that Vulture. He's like, that probe isn't going to do 5 damage to me, and he like microed it back from the probe.
Yeah.
That's pretty low.
I mean, get whatever advantage you can, right?
I suppose so. We'll see if that Vulture survives on 5 HP or something. You'll know.
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately, it's exactly 2 Zealot hits away from death, so like not making a difference right now.
Well, if you just micro, man, Zealots won't ever hit you. But we're seeing another move out here. A lot of tanks, but the Vultures moving pretty far ahead. The Observers see everything, fortunately. Can Fox get on that high ground in time? Right now, he's in a bad spot. These mines are going to slow things down. And we'll see.
That's a great move, putting the mines edge to buy time. Looks like he's going to get siege up right here, so no more ramps to defend Fox here. But does he just have enough without ramps? The speed Zealots coming up, there's a lot of Vultures. The Vultures engaging the goons, the Zealots coming in from the side, getting on top of those tanks. The Zealots, well, they're doing some damage. The Vultures are hitting them now, and it looks like Protoss able to just get on top of that and crush that push.
Yeah, the mines didn't slow things down well enough, and there just wasn't a Vulture buffer to kind of slow down these Zealots from getting in there. There just wasn't enough tanks, and without any upgrades right there, you could just see Fox gets an easy engage there, easily runs over that forest, resets the unit count again, and you can just see, I think Royal Blue kept thinking, like, these tanks are fine, they're not going to die, because he's just reinforcing with Vultures. He wanted to get that, keep going with the aggression. Sends over a whole bunch of Vultures.
Is low, though.
Oh, that pile of walls not real. Oh no!
If he kills this Nexus, it's actually not unrealistic at this point. If he puts all the Vultures in there, delays with mines, he could kill that Nexus, and then suddenly this game isn't so one-sided anymore. He kills a lot of probes with this too. Needs to get those Vultures in there and help kill that Nexus, though. Okay, there he goes. Oh my god, is that Hero Vulture? Oh no, where's he going? He could have got the Nexus.
Yeah, why are they attacking pylons now? What is happening?
Oh.
I mean,
huge value the same.
I mean, at this point, they're traps. Like, go for the Nexus, do whatever you can. You can keep trying to go through.
Oh my
but look at this distraction of the army.
mines.
Vultures going down towards the natural now. A couple cells get caught out in the middle of the map, so just trying to pull off whatever you can. Can't get the Nexus, but does stop mining for a bit. And we'll see if
this push alone, these Vultures alone got more value than these main push before, and he's continuing to. And so he's putting so much damage on just with the Vultures. Does he even need tanks? Tanks are a bad unit, confirmed.
I mean, Vultures are ridiculous. If they can manage to do this, some of these mines going off doing some pretty big damage. But still back at home, like Fox, he's taking damage, it's slowing things down. But it's not like the supplies are getting at hand, it's buying time for the Arbiter tech to be finished up. Though I don't see an Arbiter in production. That's something you wanted to get out like right away, but you can see Fox
the
actually...
gas, right?
Yeah, he's a
Because
little...
he wasn't mining second gas for so long. Yes,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get a whole lot of mine that you would think. But still, Royal Blue, that armory, halfway through its +1 upgrade, and he has these factories to keep producing. I think if he wants to keep putting the aggression on, as long as he doesn't lose the tanks the moment he walks out again. A lot of Dragoons are here, another fight happening, and there's not a lot of tanks sieged up. I think we're going to see something very similar, but without the Zealots, they're going to back off, not try to force the issue, and fumble their way into a bad situation. So Royal Blue trying to get set up.
It's always sad when a Goon is dragging mines, because imagine you're a Zealot.
You get sent in to drag mines, and like, oh, well, I'm sacrificing myself, but at least I'll be back as a goon, right? Then as a goon, they're like, all right, go drag those mines. Just like, really?
I mean, goons don't come back as more goons?
No, I'm afraid not. It's about time we told you.
I mean, maybe they do. You don't know. You're not a goon.
I think I know. No, they come back as ice cream, as you know.
All right.
These goons trying to flank a lot of mines down. I mean, I don't know. Can Terran actually pull this off? This is crazy right now. We're still ahead in supply. There's some speed cells, but there's so many vultures here now. And +1 for Terran is actually about to finish. I can't believe that's actually paying off. The shuttle coming out, there's no anti-air whatsoever, but the Arbiter is on the way too. It's not too far away, maybe a minute away. Terran needs to get in there and do critical damage before that time, because as we saw in that other game, the Arbiter gives a huge advantage, especially when there's no turrets up here. Tank's trying to move forward, but a lot of vultures fall for nothing. Or that might have been too many vultures he lost just there, but the mine's doing great damage to these Zealots, actually. It looks like Terran will be able to take this fight. The vultures pulling back a bit too much, maybe. But nonetheless, I think he'll be able to clean up these goons with all these vultures and tanks.
Yeah, I think those vultures were a little too far back, and a lot of the tanks were on the low ground, so you don't get that extra miss chance, not trying to abuse the terrain a little bit. But still, a lot of vultures do stay alive. It's not helping out with a lot of mines, but if you could just keep slowing things down. But that shuttle did get completed. The Arbiter's on the field as well. And you can see Royal Blue trying to take another base up at the 12 o'clock. Maybe that's what we're looking for here. But Fox might have finally gotten enough of his tech available. He hasn't researched any of the upgrades yet for the Arbiter, but he has one on the field. That detection or the mobile cloaking going to be enough, I think, to help your way through. But Royal Blue's trying to like narrow down this contain on the natural, make it much harder for Fox to move around.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very nice edge right now, but I feel like as soon as the Arbiter comes out, Fox has this, and I don't think Royal Blue has gotten as close as he needs to. Look, here's that Arbiter. And now, I mean, I don't know how much energy Royal Blue has saved up, but it becomes very difficult. I mean, you can't... Oh my gosh, that doesn't help, though.
No.
I mean, even without detection, I guess mines still do their work. Never really was explained how that works, was it?
Well, maximum energy saved up in those comm stats, so you're going to get all that detection you're looking for here. But it's the Vulture's trying to poke forward here. Here's that shuttle, 4 Zealots in it.
Ooh.
And there's not a lot of tanks here. There's just a lot of mines kind of slowing things down. This drop could be enough to really get done. The Vulture's not in position to help out with it. So you're going to be able to slow this down. And now it's just a lot of mines and everything. I think Dragoons just slowly, eventually get this cleaned up. And Fox is looking like he's doing a great spot.
Blue wasn't able to do critical damage. He did start a 3rd CC during this, but unless we see some more huge vulture damage like we did early game, once again, he's really on the ropes here. I mean, he came back once. Can he come back again? That is a lot of mines. He has like a couple minutes at least until those get cleared, but still.
Yeah, that's actually just silly. That's so many mines. Like,
Ooh, a Goliath. Ooh, 3 Goliaths. Why is he still rallying though? These guys are just getting taken out, as we see with that Goliath. Ooh, he's baiting them into the mines though. But, okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, is it really worth it? Maybe. Ooh, you know what? I think it's worth it.
That did a lot of damage to the Protoss army there.
Yeah, but I mean, you are clearing out all the mines, that you're clearing out the direct path to the main, and you can see Royal Blue, he's kind of running low on money, trying to produce what he can. Back at home, he started to add on a lot of Goliaths, not tanks or anything. So, ooh, Vulture's
somehow.
Vulture's finding another path through. He's like the king of finding a window where maybe I can run Vultures in. Fox doing a great job defending it. Look, more opportunities here. A Goon blocking off the pylon wall. This fakeness is not going to get through this time. But Fox, let's see if he has the army where he just doesn't care. He's moving right across that map.
Well, he knows the Vultures aren't home, so he knows it's a good opportunity to counterattack. Look, he's trading for a cannon, which I don't think is going to work out up that ramp. I think that's a good move at all. And so what does Royal Blue actually have at home? Does he have anything at all? He has 3 tanks, 3 Vultures, and 3 Goliaths and 2 Vultures, and that's it. I don't think this can stop this Protoss army. I think Fox has finally pinned him down with a counterattack here. Man, great tank shots. They're doing a lot of damage. And mines going off too. Royal Blue really trading a lot more efficiently than I would have thought there, but nonetheless, this Protoss army is just too big. GG.
Yeah, just a little bit too much there. Royal Blue tried their best to make a big, awesome game out of it, but unfortunately just was not enough. But that is the last game we got for tonight. Everyone, if you tuned in, thank you for tuning in. We always appreciate this kind of stuff. We're doing it tomorrow too, and like I plugged, we got great stuff this weekend. We got a coach show match on July 3rd. We got the team reveal stream on July 4th. Full details in the announcements. I've also said multiple times during this cast, but in case you need to hear it again, July 3rd, about 1 in the afternoon, me and Cole Warpgate's casting some coaches playing show matches just for you. And in July 4th, it's going to be at noon. So it's me, it's Age, it's Strom Carlin, maybe other people involved as well. It's a team reveal stream. You might find out what maps you're on. You might find out what team you're on. You learn some stuff about the coaches. It's going to be a great time. A whole bunch of great CPL action this weekend. And cast during the week as well. Doing another match of the week tomorrow. Cole Warpgate's casting on Thursday, and maybe more stuff to be determined. Keep your eye out on the official streams channel to learn all of that. But for tonight, I'm done with Nablime crashing. I'm not his baby. I'm kidding. I'm kidding,
you can
buddy.
finally let me go. Finally free of me. That's alright, I'll have him tomorrow. It's only, like, what, 20 hours away?
I hope not, man.
I want you to lie awake at night thinking, oh god, I have to cast a Deadline tomorrow.
Don't say that to me, man. Oh, yeah, Stormcar will be on the stream on Sunday, which I said. But yeah,
nice.
yes, everyone, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
You guys, that's right, we sure will. 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, take it easy.